If y'all could only know what be going on behind these closed doors, camera conversations in Crete with Sweet Mama G Streets. Holy crap. If y'all would only know. First of all, we just coming on and this is going to be a very interesting topic once again. Y'all know how we do it every Friday, right, cousin? Our
Wednesdays and
relationship,
Fridays.
yeah, podcast, Conversations in Crete with Sweet Mama G. And whew, if y'all would have just known what the conversation was, my cousin always, I hate using the word tea, but she one of them tea spillers. But it's always private, cousin. Always private. All right. The topic is right here. Right here. Why nobody put a ring on it? That's the question today. All y'all, so it's you again with these shades? It's
I'm
not
starting
shades.
early.
It's real. It is
I'm
real.
starting early.
Why nobody put a ring on it is the topic tonight, right? And I'm gonna tell y'all
Oh
something.
boy. Look at
What up,
who's in
Darren?
here.
What up,
Look
Darren?
who's in here. Wow.
And we got
Number
Darren in the
one.
building. Darren in the building. We just started, Darren, and my apologies. I missed you. It was at the last moment on a Brutally Honest Rap Show. I saw that you were on because I would have definitely shouted you out and brought you on because we definitely like to hear what you got to say. And there's my brother-in-law,
Brother-in-law.
Tony. What
Brother-in-law.
up, brother-in-law? You know how we do. Bring the shenanigans tonight, brother-in-law, because you see what that topic is. You see what that topic is. Why nobody put a ring on it? Okay. Then another thing I want to say is I don't know what's going on, but my cousin always try to show up with colors close to my colors, and I don't get it. Can you explain, cousin?
I have no idea. This is the first time I had on this orange color lipstick and these earrings. And I swear, as soon as I popped it on, I said, not tangerine. Tangerine in the lineup. Here we go. My
I
color.
do not.
We do
I
not know how we get that, and I don't know what it is. I something. Oh, someone wears something different. Boom. That's what I need.
I
But
don't know, cousin. What's up with that? We had brother-in-law say, "Yeah, I got the whole bunch of reasons." Brother-in-law gonna bring the shenanigans tonight. That's what I'm talking about, brother-in-law. We want to know why y'all so bad and nobody put a ring on it. All right, and then
where are my glasses?
yeah, he said
Put
you
that right there
stalking
on
me,
my
cousin.
table.
Said you stalking
Whatever.
me, cousin. And
Whatever.
I think brother-in-law might be right. I think you might be right. All right. So, y'all know how we started off. I ain't gonna make that mistake this week because that's Cuddy's job right there. With this kicking off of the show, right? And I will never
Absolutely.
overstep her boundaries on that. Why
Oh,
does this thing
really?
always pop
Where are
up?
my sunglasses again?
So now we gonna let Cuzzy do what she do. And please, y'all, in the comments, make sure y'all participate because we want to know how y'all feeling these days. Okay. Now, once again, the topic is why nobody put a ring on it. And now, so Cuzzy, go
Yes.
ahead and do your thing. Go ahead and do your thing.
Good evening, Baylana, and good evening, everyone. Greetings and salutations in Street Tactic Land. Welcome to Conversations in Crete with
DJ
Concrete.
Concrete, aka Crete, and my Cuddy Mo. Who we talking?
Sweet Mama G. I almost got you, but you
AKA
cut me off. You almost got me. I'm like, oh, the tangerine dipped in chocolate. Here we go tonight.
Yeah, I don't know
We
what's going
always
on.
start off with our
What's up,
mental health.
Baylana?
Hey, man,
Okay.
Baylana. With our mental health check. Oh, no, Baylana. We got to get you up to a 5. We're going to get you to a 5. So, from 1 through 5, 5 being your most fabulousness, and 1, you need self care, help, or maybe somebody can help you out to get to number 5 to your pinnacle level. So, make sure you drop your numbers in our chats, and we're going to start off with our check in. All right, Concrete. How you feeling on this Friday, March the 24th, 2023?
First of all, we're gonna make sure you pronounce that word correctly. It's not pinnacle. It's Picanal. Never mind that. It's this dumb commercial that plays down here in Atlanta that drives me up the freaking wall, and the little kid keep on saying Picanal instead of Pinnacle. But to answer your question, I'm a straight 5. I plead the 5th up in here. I'm feeling good. I'm smiling no matter what. And there's nothing that can break this smile. I don't care what nobody say. Y'all can roast me. I don't care. Roast me. Let's get it. Let's have some fun. Let's laugh together.
We're gonna roast Tangerine tonight.
If anything pops up, I'm just going to take it in stride, handle my business with it, and I'm moving on. So, does that answer your question, Cuddy Mo?
If that's your answer, most definitely. Brother-in-law, I need you to do better in life. Brother-in-law said he's a 3. Mr. Darren, if you're still here, make sure you go and give us your numbers 1 through 5. 5 being your bestest. 1, we don't never say you're 0 in life. So 1 through 5, just like our street tactics, Rooting Honest Rap Show numbers 1 through 5. So make sure you drop your numbers. Make sure you share the podcast. Let everybody know we up. We not real late tonight-ish. Not too much CP people time. We're going to get it popping with our topic. Now, come on through with this topic.
Okay, cousin. Cousin, this is how we going to kick it. Y'all know how I jump onto this, right? So, we're going to start off right here. Previously illegal matrimony. I'm sorry. I'm tripping. I am tripping. All right. So, we're going to start off like this. Turn that turntable off. The divorce rates are sky high. 45% of marriages end in divorce. And women initiate 80% of them. Men are not marrying because for many men, the rewards for getting married are far less than they used to be, while the cost and dangers of it are far higher. Now, let's say in this environment, shout outs to Simply 10. Thank you for coming through, our weekly supporter. Now, cousin, you just heard what I just said when it came to marriages, right? How do you feel about, do you feel that marriages are growing, or do you feel that marriages are decreasing in this day and nature, this environment that we're living in today?
I'm not even sure. If you're talking about opposite sex marriages, no, they're not growing. Same sex marriages, absolutely.
Okay. That's crazy. But to each his own.
To each their own.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, they do what they do. I mean, I don't have to agree with them. I mean, I know what the Bible says about it, and if they want to live their life on earth that way, then that's their business. No disrespect for me at all, and I know it's no disrespect from you that will come to them about their living, and anybody else that's here on the stream.
I've seen more same-sex marriages than I have seen opposite sex marriages. I see more baby showers than weddings.
Really?
I've seen baby showers so fabulous. What are they going to work up until? A lot of time I don't see the guy. So it's typically baby showers, single women, and all this fabulous and all these beautiful balloons and drops and pregnant, naked, half naked photo shoot. To each their own with the baby shower. I couldn't have a baby shower. My dad didn't. See, back in the day, men didn't attend baby showers. It's way too much going on now, some of these baby showers. That was like a female thing. You have fun, but now you got lottie-dottie and every day going by at the baby shower. They've made it, I guess co-ed or what have you. So I didn't have it. My daddy wasn't in nobody's baby shower. Nobody.
Okay.
My husband was, he wasn't my husband then, but he didn't come to that crap.
Okay.
I ain't gonna be there.
We have Darren, the level up coach, said yes, yep, facts. And that is facts. And it's weird because, I mean, definitely what you just said, originally, men don't show up at baby showers. They don't show up at baby showers. That's more of a woman thing. And big shout out to Miss J in the building. We thank you for coming in, another new weekly supporter. Thank you. We have, and Miss J, you want me read Miss J?
Okay, you know I'm trying with my glasses. I say, good evening, Crete and sweet mama loving the earrings. Thank you, girl. Y'all not gonna be fashion forward. Bayliner, brother-in-law, Simply 10, and Darren. I'm a 5. Yes, Miss J. Come on through and be a number 5.
Yeah.
Make sure you wage in on our topic. Now, what's our topic again, Crete?
Why nobody put a ring on it?
All right. Why nobody put a ring on it?
And if you've already been married, we're not talking about you. But if you feel as though you need to defend yourself, then do so. We are here. We take the smoke. Um, so, the other thing is, brother-in-law said, you want to read that?
Those gender reveals get on my damn nerves. Mine too. Be surprised. Be surprised or keep it to yourself. It's another way to have another party that half the people cannot even afford to have.
Right, right. That I mean, it that actually does not make sense. I mean, that's why I said a lot of times, old-fashioned way is the best way. Not all the time, but 98% of the time, I think the old-fashioned way is the best way. Can you agree with me, sweet mama? And if anybody else can agree with me in the comments or disagree, the old-fashioned way. Now,
The old fashioned ways, it was like an element of surprise. I mean, you can kind of, well, back, my son will be 30. You kind of try to have to look and figure out certain body parts, the anatomy, but the surprise, because you could buy, not saying gender neutral, but we wore, just the greens, the yellows, the blues. It's just way too much. Half the people I know that had these gender reveals can't afford it. Can't
right,
afford it. Don't
right.
even have life insurance because I've seen stuff happen in their families, and then boom, you got a fish fry or GoFundMe.
Right. Now I'm gonna read Darren's the level up coach comment. The beta males and broke pookies show up to the baby showers though. You know what? That's very true because let's say if if you had to go in there and say, hey man, I got to drop off the potato salad, a whole rack of women, and then you have like Pookie sitting in the corner, whatever, scoping out everybody, whatever. Like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? And again, like you said, beta males, and usually a lot of the Pookies. Well, I can't say that because I'm gonna tell y'all this: a lot of Pookies, you know what, they are beta males, but what happens is they are in like a alpha type of frame at that moment because that's what a lot of women like. They like the challenge. They like the fact that he's not all up on them and everything. And that's what betas do. Beta will be all up on you, trying to figure you out and do whatever you want him to do on bended knee, just like all the R&B songs y'all like to hear. That ain't nothing but a whole bunch of beta music. Beta music. So then we have Bayliner said, oh, fashion way is the old fashioned way is the best way. It is. It is. And I will never argue that. Then we had brother-in-law say, I disagree, Darren. Depends on the situation. I've been to a few, and I'm not a beta or broke Pookie.
Pookie, not Pook.
Yeah. But I get it too, brother-in-law. Probably most of the time, you didn't want to be there, but you went there to support. Mm-hmm. If I'm wrong, let me know. And I get it.
He said
okay.
It.
Okay. So I get it, brother-in-law. I mean, me knowing you and you knowing me and stuff like that. So, I mean, I get it on the support part. But usually a man is not going to show up at a baby shower if he doesn't have to. You know what I mean? That's a woman's thing. That's like woman's time out. And you want to read Simply 10 Art?
Just making up words. I think a lot of time now with the gender reveals and the co-ed baby showers, probably the first time half these people meeting each other, the families meeting each other. They just shake them up, made this baby. They don't even know each side of the family what they're getting themselves into. And they have these parties and they're like, oh Lord, these people ghetto, whatever. I've been to some ghetto baby showers. I mean, one of my friends was a professional person and her baby daddy was ratchet at that baby shower. I was embarrassed for her. Like embarrassed. He never married her. The little girl, I ain't gonna tell her age because they ain't gonna know who it is. He embarrassed her in front of her coworkers. Almost felt like my wedding reception all over again. And she was embarrassed. We We laugh about it now, but she knew who she was dealing with when she
Right.
was making them.
Okay. And
Hmm.
for some reason, simply 10, I'd say just making up words. I'm not sure who she's talking about. But then we have brother-in-law say some families need all the support they can get. I honestly, definitely agree with that, brother-in-law. But a lot of times, me personally, I can help from afar when it comes to something like that. Like, I can send a gift. I could, whatever. If I don't have to show up to a baby shower, I won't.
And half the time, talking about not digging what you saying, brother-in-law, but they're getting support. That's why maybe they need to have that baby if you need a whole bunch of support. Children
Hmm.
cost way more than when Crete children. My son was younger. I'm not paying 350 for nobody per week to go to daycare. That's crazy. That's
Yeah.
almost like for one child. No ma'am. No ma'am.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
it's off the chain now.
No
Definitely
ma'am.
off the chain when it comes to child care and just taking care of a child now. It's ridiculous because, when children are younger and they coming up, they like a lot of snacks and they waste a lot of snacks. So, it gets crazy. I'm going to read Miss J's comment. I agree with Dern, the level up coach. The last shower I attended was over the top. The father showed up late, was disconnected from everyone, etc. Sweet Mama G, this one was embarrassing too. And I can imagine that. That's why you don't let
Er,
some of the
er.
men to the barbershop. I mean, not the barbershop, to the baby shower because y'all already know I'm going to be late. You might as well say I wasn't there. I'm going to be that late.
You ain't never let CP time. But another thing that didn't used to happen at baby showers, children. People didn't bring
Mm,
children to baby showers. No. For what?
right,
That
right,
was not a time for all them kids running around. That was not a time. It's supposed to be like, they used to have like sit down. It was like a woman's thing. You sit around and make a little stupid hat to put on you. You had like tea. It was always themes. So, it's still themes. You sit down, you have tea, you have your mom. It was like a woman's bonding time when they might
right,
talk about, birth thing and some things. No kids running around here and all this stuff. It's too much. Leave some of them kids home sometime. It just be too much going on.
right.
It's way too much.
No, I definitely agree, Cuzzy. Then we have Simply 10 I said, she talking to me, Mr. Beta Music. Okay. All right. Uh, let me tell y'all something. Like, if y'all see me at a baby shower, I'm DJing. I ain't even DJing a baby shower. I'm sorry. I'm just not.
I'm just here for the fried chicken.
Yeah, exactly. So, anyway, so about those divorces, right?
Mm-hmm.
Divorces is at an all-time high right now, and it's just flat out ridiculous. So again, the topic is why nobody put a ring on it. So, what that paragraph I just read, a lot of times, a lot of men, and I'm gonna say a real man, when he do something, he want to accomplish it. He don't want to do something halfway. He want to do it all the way. And so if he gets married, for the most part, he wants to stay married, right? But then we have to think why the divorce rate is up so much these days. And as we move along, we will find out because y'all know I'm going to say something. I'm going to say something. Yes, I am. So let's go to another one. A lot of women don't have a ring on it because, hold on, I done messed up. A lot of them are, refusing to get married and don't have a ring on it because in 2017, a report found that 45% of people who've been married before never want to get married again. Some research suggests divorce rates for second marriages tend to be higher than for the first time married couples. According to the Gottman Institute, there are many reasons ranging from potential issues around and co-parenting and exes to the baggage and lack of vulnerability and one can bring to a new relationship. For all these reasons, some people may choose to not get married again after having experienced one failed marriage in the past. Okay, am I reaching too far to say that would scare a man to get married again?
I think it would scare anybody. It doesn't have to be a man. That could be anybody, especially if it took a lot out of you financially, mentally, emotionally, physically. It's a lot. Divorcing, I guess, two divorced people on the stream. Divorce can
Hmm.
be a lot. I mean, it takes a lot to get through it. That's why I say getting into relationships, either while you're still separating or straight, out the gate from divorce. You need to take some time. There's nothing wrong with taking time for yourself, but it can be a lot. There's nothing wrong with, getting yourself together because it could be a lot depending on how long you were married, the situation. So,
I agree, cuz. I definitely agree. I need y'all to wake up in those comments because I know y'all got a lot to say about this. And we appreciate all of what you have to say. Um, as a man, especially these days, times are hard, times are difficult. And I know they are difficult for women.
mhm.
Now, you don't want to go do something only to fail, or you don't want to go do something only for someone else to make what you were trying to do fail. I would rather break my toy than somebody else break my toy. I ain't talking about that kind of toy, cuzzy.
Oh, I was trying to figure out what kind of toy you talking about now. You need to elaborate on the word toy. You said it, so I'm trying to get what's going on.
Uh, Only inquiring PH minds want to know.
And inquiring PhD mind want to know.
Well, what is the PH for that I said?
I don't know.
Pornhub. That's your mind. No.
Absolutely.
So anyway, brother-in-law said, "Wait, what toy you got, bruh?"
Thank you. I ain't the only one thinking that. Listen, I'm trying to figure out what's going on in here. Creep
Bruh.
setting it up. Creep setting up the show, cause woo.
I was talking about as a kid when somebody breaks your toy.
Well, we're not talking about being a kid. We're talking about grown people being married and divorced. So you brought toys into this conversation.
Yeah, all right. Only y'all minds is like that.
Conversation and toys.
And if anybody feeling like they froggy and want to jump on the camera and come on the show and speak their mind, you can do so.
We got one
All right.
exception. Don't do it. It
What?
will not be 3.5 hours next week. This tonight, no ma'am. No
No,
sir.
it won't. It
No,
won't. I
no,
can't.
that
I
person
can't do the
cannot
three,
claim.
cousin. I
No.
can't do the three, cousin.
Y'all get the hour for me, but you ain't get no 3. No ma'am.
So a lot of times, some men and women can get married, right, and have their reasons, to get married and not to get married. So if I'm wrong, I'm gonna run down some reasons why. Okay, I'm taking it off the women because I asked why don't you have a ring on it, right? So I'm gonna give you a chance along with the other women in here on the panel, sweet cousin G, that
Hmm.
if I'm wrong on any of these, y'all let me know. I'm gonna give y'all some reasons why women don't want to get married. Is
Okay,
that
come on.
fair? Is that
Do it.
fair? Because I'm not trying to be all on y'all.
Get it.
Okay.
Get it. Get it.
All right. So some women feel marriage demands a lot of work and commitment. One of the reasons they stay away from it. We're gonna go to one. Some women feel marriage demands. I'm sorry. That was one. That was one. So how do you feel about that, cousin?
Amen. Mr. Dern, if you feel Fergie Lee, come on in, level up, coach. We ain't scared, and you're not gonna be 3 hours because I got the power of the button.
Ooh, we.
Come
All right.
on
We
in.
we about to pop Darren in because Darren
Hmm.
feeling froggy tonight, and
Hmm.
we're gonna see. So meanwhile, but go ahead, cousin, and if you want me to read that back over again, I can. I can read that, and any of y'all that's in the on the stream, we can do the
But I
same
think
thing.
anything you put your mind to, you want to be great, is a lot of demands,
Hmm.
especially when it's not involving yourself. It is and a level of expectations. You want to be great because you want to try to keep the person. You want them to stay in the marriage. You don't want them to stray. Because we always hear the old adage, oh, well, one woman won't do, another woman will do, and all that stuff. So you trying and trying and trying, and it may not be your mental capacity. Just because you go into the idea and the act of getting married, don't mean it's for you. That's just like a job. You may go to a job, you sound great. Once you get hired, the job may not be for you. Because remember, with marriage, you got to do your duties.
Absolutely. Amen.
There you go the word ball. We got duties. See how they so nice and appear? They don't. So duties, they got responsibilities. They help mates. They not partners. I'm giving you all of Dr. Crete's word wall right back here, saying nothing on it. So they're imaginary words from him. But those are the words we've heard over time.
Yes. I mean, because I mean, am I wrong for what I was saying? I mean, if I'm wrong, just tell me.
Which part? You got a lot
Any
of
of it.
parts.
Any of it that you just named that you say that
Oh,
I
the
do.
duties and responsibility. Your word wall. Remember, it's
Yes.
word wall.
You know what, Darren? My bad. Can you do me a favor again, Darren? Can you put your name, I mean your email address down in the comments for me? That way I can make it happen. Or
So,
actually, or if you could text it to how we did it last week. I forgot how we did it because it was a couple of ways we was trying to get it done, but we got it done. But I can't remember how we did it.
your email, three tactics.
Okay, email street tactics. All right, so that's what the problem was. Hold on one second.
So I'm gonna read Miss J while we're waiting on the technical advisement of our executive director. He said,
Mm,
"Check your IG." Miss
that's
J,
what I
I
was thinking.
agree with Creek's first point. Marriage seems to benefit men more than women. Mm. Nowadays, women are doing well, handling their grind, boom, making the paper, running business, and marriage changes that. Is it supposed to change it for the better or for worse, Miss J? According to Creed, she ain't supposed to have no business. So if you get
Uh,
married, Miss J will know if you single or married. You can tell us or not tell us. Let us know. Because if you are married, did your business get hindered or helped? And any other women, let us know. And men, you can let us know, did your business or your career? Because I'm going to use Brother Tony. He got a great story with his Snickers. Him and Miss Snickers, they work together. I seen a little power couple, a little photo shoot. They enhancing themselves. They doing great. They got the family thing going. So theirs is different
and I love
than
and respect. I love and
whatever.
respect the bond of that.
Yep.
They make it work. Not every couple in marriage is like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I had great times in my marriage as well. I'm not even going to get on like dogging my past marriage because it was a far more greater things that happened in that marriage than than the bad. So you know what Tony and his wife have
Snickers.
right is amazing, and like I said, I love it and keep up the great work, guys.
Yep.
Um, all right, I just sent it, Darren. So and that's pretty much what I was going to say about that. And okay, now I'm back. Now I'm
All
back.
right. So Miss J, it should change it for the better, but in a lot of cases, it does not.
That's very true. A lot of times it doesn't change. And then something, say for instance, like getting married the second time, right? And let me know if anyone in here has been married and then got married a second time to the same person. Shout out to our brother DJ XL.
Can
What's
I
going on,
say
family?
something? I wish I would. I ain't want to get married first time. You want me to double up? Now I ain't gonna talk about somebody that's on this panel that might have did that because they did for whatever reason they wanted to. But I can't see
Oh,
that.
snaps.
You hold on.
Can you
Good
guys hear
Okay.
me?
evening,
What's going on?
brother XL. How are you?
Hey, good evening.
And good
I'm
Yeah.
evening,
doing
Mr.
blessed. I'm
Turn
doing
Level
blessed.
Up.
What's up, Darren?
Hey,
Good
how's
to
it
have you
going,
on here again.
y'all?
Yeah.
Oh
So,
yeah, no problem.
so did you want to bring something on the on this? So on this what we're
Ooh,
talking about?
Lord, Bayliner. Ooh, what
Okay.
about you
Hmm.
tonight?
Why nobody put a ring on it? Well, attitude is the big one. You know,
Right.
like who runs the relationship? You know what I'm saying? Besides being beta male and alpha male, we talking about the respect level. Like, if that woman don't see any value in you as being a leader, as head of household, and then she is it really worth it? Because if you do get married, you got to argue and all that stuff, and the
Right.
negativity and stuff. And what are her bad habits too? You got to look at those too. Does she have bad
Oh, there
habits,
you,
or who she hang out
right.
with her girlfriends or whatever? You know, is her girlfriend's hating on you? What is her social media like? You know what I'm saying? I have a family member that's married now. I ain't gonna say no names though, but the wife is out of control. Alcohol bottles, drinking, and all that stuff. And I know he like, man. If you ask me when I get married, yes, anybody that they say they want to get married, they were like, nah, man, I wouldn't do it again. I wouldn't. But I'm gonna stay in because the kids and stuff. Or either if I get my divorce, you already know they're gonna take your money and stuff and alimony and
Right.
child support. So it's just a big risk. If the laws what will be at least fair and favor towards men a little bit more better, then I can kind of see that's going towards putting a ring on it. But I
Okay.
mean, yeah, it's just the behavior between man and woman. And
Yeah.
also, one thing is another is important is spiritual. A lot of people skip the spiritual part when it comes to being married. If they not following the Most High, again, I know you're gonna roll your eyes at me. God is the head of the man, and the man's the head of the woman. But that's what the Bible says. It is a map to success. With your life. I did
Right.
look at the Bible as a map. To successful. The map.
Right.
And that's just my
And
take on it. Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm gonna bring up something that you just said in a few uh,
Hmm.
that I definitely agree with. And we're gonna tap in on Baylana. Baylana said that's a contest. I can win and married the same one 3 times. Now, Baylana, or anybody else whoever did that. When you married that person the second time,
Oof.
how did it fare? How did it fare? Um, did it work out better? I mean, or do we even know anybody that it worked out better? You know what I'm saying? Do you know anybody, cousin, that got
No,
married the second time and it worked out?
no, no.
Okay.
Most people don't get married again ever.
How about you, Darren? Have you know anybody that got married the second
Mm,
time and it worked out?
well, so far, yeah, I got a gentleman. I'm trying to get him to call in a
Mm-hmm.
show. He at work right now. He been married the
Okay.
second time. He married one of my big cousins, and so far it's been working. It's been really
So
Okay.
working
you
though,
mean
and stuff. So I want to I
so?
want to bring him on the show so bad, but he explained a little more better. But so far, it seems to be working. But like,
I mean,
So
it
huh.
it's not impossible. Yeah, it's definitely not impossible if it
no, wait a
happens.
minute. No, Darren, we was talking about marrying the same person twice, not a different person.
Oh, different. Oh, man. Oh, no, no, nah, nah.
Okay.
It's gonna end within that same year probably.
Yeah, it's a great chance of that. Now, right here, did you read Miss J say it should change for the better, but in a lot of cases it
It
doesn't?
doesn't. Yep.
Yep, that
Mm-mm.
was kind of what I was just saying too. And then,
That was about the
uh,
business when we asked about businesses. That was a while
okay, all
ago.
right.
Well,
Well, marriage is ran like a business. It has to be
it is
ran like a
business.
business. Yes.
Hmm.
So, and I know, Cuzzy, you cringe with that, but it's nothing but the truth.
But
You
then you
you see
said
what
they're
I'm
not.
saying?
Well, you said business, but they're not partners. Now let's
They
clarify
are
what's
not
going on.
partners. Okay, tell
But
me
how's
when
a
you tell
business?
me, but
So she's
it's
a
a
worker
business.
within your business. I'm just
I
asking a
was just
question.
great. I know, and I'm just going to answer your question. Tell me what job you go work at, and then all of a sudden makes you a partner just because you helping keeping the business going. Tell me where that happens at.
Right,
An employee
right.
is not the same as being in a relationship. It's a
Okay,
different
and
type of
and guess
relationship.
what? A marriage and the wife is not the same as a husband.
Okay, go ahead. Okay,
So,
I'm not
What?
debating. I'm just
What?
okay.
I'm gonna ask you guys this question. what happened if you take some tape, you tape it on something, and you pull it up like sticky notes, for example. The first time it's gonna have a good solid connection, and then it might be a little hard to pull, but you pull it on that on the window or whatever again the second time. It gets dirty, right? So it's not gonna stick as much as good. That's the same thing
Right.
with relationship. It's not gonna be as fresh as what it was the first time. Because once you break up, once the respect is gone, it's
Mm-hmm.
gone. Once a woman see a man weak or even some kind of femininity or whatever, or a rumor
She
about
gonna
him being,
take advantage
feminine.
of it.
I gotta watch what I say on YouTube, but there's no coming back from that. There is
Right.
no coming back from that. Same thing. If you break up or whatever, it all depends on who I did, who gonna break up first. If the woman breaks up with the man, it's not gonna be the same anymore. She not
No,
gonna
it's
be at the
not.
prep line no more.
She
And once
will
they
not
lose respect,
respect
that's it.
him. Yep, she will
Exactly.
not respect him like in the first place. And brother-in-law Tony said, "I don't make it work. I'm forced to." He said he's joking though. Then we had, that was XL, and then Baylana, or that was when we read that one. And then brother-in-law also said, "No way in heck I'm going to marry the same person after I divorced him." Right. I get it. And then we had a brother-in-law said, Baylana, wait. And when, I guess, saying how many times she's been married to the same guy. Then we have DJ XL. DJ XL said, it's nothing wrong with marrying the same person more than once if the divorce was for a reason. I mean, you can
Um,
say that. You can say that. I mean, because it's not impossible for it to happen and for it to work again. It's not. So it is a chance. And I get what you're saying, Excel, but the best advice is to not do it. And then
Is that from experience?
huh?
Is that from experience?
It's from experience.
Okay.
what? Well, here's my thing. Like this, the minute you be disagreeable, you argument, it says a lot about their relationship. Being combative and uncooperative, you just can't
Mm-hmm.
take it. Well, I'm gonna break up with you. Well, they if we gonna get married again, which is in the same relationship, is we gonna level up? Is we gonna make the situation better? Then people usually don't have a game plan when they get back together. For the most part, they usually don't have a game plan. You want to have a game plan. If you do, which I recommend you don't, because like I said, spiritual is very important. I think it says along the Bible that God don't like divorces or whatever. But if your heart isn't right, then go ahead and get a divorce, something like that. Was it like Abraham or something? It was something like that in the spiritual in the Bible. I can't remember, but
Mm-hmm.
that's all I
Uh,
gotta say on that. It just don't make no sense, man.
yeah, I haven't seen that one, but it may be there. And then we have that was DJ Excel said it depends on the dynamic of that marriage. Then Miss J said at Darren, level up, coach. Um, are you speaking from experience? Oh, that was to Darren. My bad.
I
And
wouldn't say experience. I would say common sense, man. Because I mean, that's how life works, man. Like once you lose interest on something, it's okay. So it's like you're watching a movie. It might be a bad analogy. If you watch that movie or whatever, I mean, of course you want to see it again, but how often you gonna want to keep seeing the replay of that movie? It's not gonna be the same as if it was fresh when you first watched it, when it was all mysterious and stuff, and how cool it was with the graphics and actors and all that stuff.
yeah, I see what you're saying. But sometimes when you watch a movie, I mean, what you just said is very true. Sometimes it's not going to have that wow factor as much as it had the first time. But then again, sometimes you can watch a movie the second time and learn things in it that you didn't learn before, and it could make it
Hmm.
a greater movie because now you understand. Because I'm gonna tell y'all a case in point. Hold on one second. Baylana. Oh, there was Baylana at brother-in-law. Yes, it did. I am the perfect example of what not to do. Um, yeah. So what case in point it was I'm gonna just say Legend and Smith, that movie, right? And what happened was it's two versions of it. And I liked the movie from the first time. And then I don't know if anybody caught this, but that movie, it wasn't so much about zombies. What it was about a company that came out almost, it reminds you of COVID, but
Over.
a company, yeah, It came. It was a company that came out
Mhm.
with a cure, allegedly, a cure to cancer. And if you pay attention in the beginning of the movie, the lady was like, "We have a cure for cancer." And the guy said, "A cure for cancer?" He said, "Yes, a cure for cancer." But then it flipped, and now y'all see a whole bunch of zombie like people running around because they took that vaccine or whatever it was for COVID. I mean for cancer. So, but it was one at the end of the movie where y'all would see the leader of those people, the sick people, I'm gonna call him. He was trying to bust through the window, and when he in that one they showed where he busted through the window and they got Will Smith. That was one version. That was a good one. But the second version that I saw when he was busting through the window, and remember he had one of the zombie like girls laying on a table. That's why the guy was after him. But let me cut the story short. The girl was whispering, saying, show him something. I can't even remember what. But anyway, he found a cure to it, so the guy stopped busting through the window, and they got cured in that version of it. But y'all have to see. Shouts out to my big brother Craig in the building. What's going on, big brother? I'm gonna catch up on some of these comments, and then Big Brother said, "This is from my big brother here." He said, "There's no benefit in most cases for men to marry." Now he's saying period. You see the period right there, and I am definitely with that because there's no benefit there. It really isn't. The system sets the man up right now only to get the bad end of the stick. He's hurt or whatever, but it depends on how you handle that. And there's a lot of women out there who's not ready to do all the bad things to men and take advantage of the situation. You know what I'm saying? So we appreciate that, big brother. DJ XL said it was like dating the same woman. And then we had who is this? Bayliner said it sucked for the most part. All 3 times she's saying when she remarried the same person. Then XL said true at William Stewart. He was saying that there's no benefit of marrying a woman. And remember the topic is why nobody put a ring on it. A lot of women don't realize they messed it up for other women. You understand what I'm saying? And then you have these women out here and we're wondering why so many betas and simps in the world today. And guess what happened? Y'all end up hurting yourselves, women, because what happens is, okay, you have generations of women and men coming up. But unfortunately, there's a lot of generations now of women raising men. Well, guess what? Truth be told, y'all need that man in the house to make that big balance to make this man a man. But instead, nope. Y'all think y'all can raise him like y'all should. No, what y'all doing is y'all making a problem for other young women coming up because of the way y'all raised them. Now, that's not always the case. It's not. Some women do a decent job of bringing up the kid, but they are still missing a lot of different things because the man was not present. You see what I'm saying? So that's why you have a whole bunch of these guys that's soft as toilet tissue and don't know what to do to raise up a family. You know what I'm saying? Or you got the pookies out here and they doing their thing, messing up everything else, messing up good women. And now but those pookies are the ones that are usually raised, by women. Okay. Simply 10 Art said, why is it echoing? Are we having an echo?
That's because he's in his truck. It's going to be an echo.
Okay, so what
I don't hear echo because I don't have no speakers going on.
No, but I hear what he's talking about. It's the echo from your truck, from your cabin.
Okay, so
okay.
I guess when you're not speaking, Darren, I'm going to mute you, and then when you're ready to speak, unmute yourself. Okay, and hopefully that does it. And then we have the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. That was a deep comment, Baylon. Good one. And then Miss J said law firm. Was that a answer to one of your questions, Cuzzy?
I didn't have any questions. She was talking about it's It's like a relationships. Mergers are like relationship, just like I think Excel said something about you got to prove yourself, and she said, "Yeah, just like at her law firm." I was trying to
Okay,
remember what she
got you,
said. Trying to remember
got you.
that. It's been a lot of
Okay,
comments.
right. And then DJ XL said, but again, it's about the dynamic. And then Miss J said, at Crete, I have to disagree with you on this. Partnership happens all the
There you
time
go.
in my law firm.
Thank
Okay, so Miss J, are you talking about when a person goes to work, it's partnership, right? Because I said to Cuzzy that when you go to work, you don't become a partner. Now, see, in that line of work, yes, they are considered, because you gotta remember that's not like a let's say if you go to a job at a warehouse and there's a lineup, you ain't about to be a partner. You work in the line. But at law firms, everybody, that's a law firm of different lawyers, maybe, depending on, it could be family lawyers, criminal lawyers, accident lawyers, and everybody partner, they network. That's different because everybody are independent usually. And I know you're saying that you at a law firm, and I don't know if your law firm works like that, but I get the partnership. I get it in that business. And then they will have paralegals and all that stuff. But yeah, that can be a partner. But 98% of jobs, you're not going in there and being a partner unless you coming in on the business side. Then we had brother-in-law said, have you been married, Darren? Seems like your comments are based off of failed relationships and not marriage. So Darren, if you wanna if you wanna answer that question.
Oh, you know what? I'm glad he said that. You know what? Actually, I have been married, and I also got a footage. I'm gonna post it on my YouTube one day. My
Uh-huh.
ex-wife, man, she she from Jamaica or whatever. So I just spent like about like 6 or 7 grand for her green card. I mean, she helped me a little bit, but the disconnect that we have for her between me and her, like she works a lot, she works too much, and when she come home, she already tired and stuff, and all she do is a workaholic. Go to work and come home. Go to work, come home. I like to be able to enjoy our marriage and doing fun things together. We had never got a chance to do that. And then I got jammed up once in my lifetime, only once. And then she ended up leaving. I was only in locked up for like what 2 months,
Mm-hmm.
and then I got back on my feet and I worked 2 or 3 jobs at the time or whatever like that. We try to make it work, and then I guess she started back dating or whatever. It's just not the same. Even though I wanted to fight for my marriage, but it is what it is from that. So like I have been married to a Jamaican woman. Now here's the thing. I do believe in you can get married. I mean you want to be smart, but the way how things looking like with the passport movement, I prefer to get married overseas. I wouldn't trust to get married here in the US. I just don't trust the system here again. I just don't trust the system here.
And see, with him saying that, with Darren saying that, I definitely get it because, a lot of people are getting mad at the passport bros and all this, that, and the third. First of all, there's a lot of reasons and benefits of them doing what they do. You understand what I'm saying? And you cannot be mad at it. If women had those benefits, which is they probably can, but if they had those benefits, trust and believe they'll go do it. But the problem is, if women start going overseas and doing that, 9 times out of 10, they're going to be taking care of the man because these countries, their dollar is not the same. Their
Right.
dollar's
And
weaker than our dollar. So the woman is automatically going to be the one that's going to take care of the guy. Go ahead.
and another thing is too, like, yeah, you can say, oh, he must have came from a hurt place. Yeah, I came from a hurt place, but I'm not giving up because I look at the fact that how else we're gonna be able to learn how to relationship? Who we gonna look up to? We're gonna look at a single mom. No, then we'll be a single mom. A single father. Then now you'll be a
Mm-hmm.
single father. But if you married, you see the wife can teach the daughter how to be a wife, and the father can teach the son how to be a husband. That is very important in the family dynamics in their relationship between the marriage. You don't want to. I mean, you can get advice from somebody who's not married, but it's more of a red pill advice. Like, no, don't get married, man. I'm like, why not, man? Well, you know what I'm saying. I've been married before, and I'm red pill, and I it just best because the system is this, the system is that. You always hear that, but here in America, you ask anybody, hey, if they married, right? You ask anybody, I want to be married like you. Do you recommend I get married? He gonna look at his wife, and wife look at it like, yeah, yeah, and then he like, come here, let's go outside in the backyard. Like, what's going on? He gonna look to his right, he gonna look to his left, and gonna say, look here, young man, don't even do it. I said, I thought y'all was happy, but trust me, man, yeah, we happy, we making it work, but you don't want to go through all the headache and drama and all the BS that comes with it. And why is that? Because everything is modernized. Things are not traditional anymore. People listen to great parents who was not married or stuff like that, and single friends to keep you single. Everything is modernized, and I just don't. I don't know. It's just kind of hard to really be married and with the OnlyFans. If the girl look real good, you're like, damn, she must be on OnlyFans, and come find out she's on OnlyFans or she on the dating app or whatever. Your homeboy, yeah, I did hit old girl, man. She was on the dating app, or it's always a rumor thing going on too. If you notice that, if you stay in the major city, especially,
Right.
and that's the issue with it, man. It's if you gonna get married, try to in the U.S. at least try to find someone who stays in a rural area, like middle of nowhere, where there's nothing to do, no bars, no clubs for real, the farmland, and that's what I try to do. I mean, still hope though, but still, again, the laws, doesn't favor men. It always favors towards the woman. So
That's true.
it's like a
Now,
lose-lose
now
situation though. Hmm?
I do agree with you as well on that. Like finding somebody that's not like inner city. Find somebody whose mind not so contaminated. Although you have social media out here that can be on everybody's phone, contaminated. Like you gotta like simplify your life. Cuzzy. Now that you about to be a half a hundred, you can tell us, right? You can tell us. And DJ Excel said, if I marry a woman. I'm sorry, if I marry a woman young and we still are trying to find ourselves, high school sweethearts, but we are clashing, we divorce and reconnect years later, and now things mesh. That's not impossible. And shout out to
No.
Joseph Rogan. Black women started to think they don't
Yes,
need a
that's him.
man. Big problem.
That's him.
What up, Joseph? Thank you for coming through. And any of y'all women on here, y'all can argue that. But you know what? It was the system. It was the system. Hold on, Cuzzy. Say that again. What you were saying?
Y'all talk too much. Y'all talk about modern stuff, but y'all on social media, on YouTube Street Tactics Radio. Make sure that y'all go in, share the podcast. Make sure we give out our number because I don't see it scrolling at the bottom.
Oh,
Executive.
yeah. Y'all can call in. Y'all can actually call in too if y'all
I
want.
gotta stop
Shouts
all
out.
social media.
All right. So shouts out to Big Sis. Hey, Big Sis, just coming in the building. Let me get that back up so I can see
Thank
what's
you
going
so
on
much,
here.
sir.
We
Okay.
got yeah, there's the banner, y'all. Oh shoot. I keep on hitting the thing. So
Whew.
why is that moving so slow? Let me see. All right. Shouts out to Big Sis. Say hey Bird, hey Cuz, hey Excel. And Miss J said hey Miss Leslie.
So let me say
Okay.
this, because Mr. Dern talked me. I almost forgot what I was going to say. Because since y'all want to crack on me about being almost a half of golden years, I'm goldenish. If you're
Hmm.
not gonna get, you don't want modern people, then why you on the phone? Everything is moving with modern times. It's moving with technology. Everything is technical. If you don't want a woman like that, go to the Quakers. They don't do none of that. Go find you a Quaker woman. Go up in Pennsylvania. Go get your little Dutch oven. Go get you one of those. They're not gonna take you. So if you don't want to take one,
Why they won't take us, cuz?
Hmm.
read up on it. We're about the Amish. Anyway,
One of my
if you're
boys
not,
is Amish now. He went down there. He was running from the police, and he ran in there, and he done hooked up with the Amish. His name is Ishmael now.
It's a whole bunch of that. Anyway, let's make sure we don't classify. There are good women. There are good women that live in the city. You can't say that. There are good women everywhere, just like as good men. You just are not attracting what you're looking for. So maybe it's you. I'm not saying you, but I'm
Oh,
saying
hold on.
you.
Shouts out. Hold on one second. Shouts out to Amelia Vespa coming in the building
Hello from Baltimore.
from B-More. And then Big Sis, it was something somebody else said.
Think he lose his job. Yeah.
Oh no, the KP
Anyway,
didn't lose his job. Don't make me call him on here, y'all.
no, no, ma'am.
Don't
Not
make me
gonna.
call Kevin Petrell. I mean KP. So okay, all right. Now go ahead, cuz now what he's saying is this. That's the problem. Like sometimes you can go to different places out of the country and find yourself a good woman. But here's where I think dudes are foolish. When they find that type of woman and then bring her back to the United States. That's stupid because you know what's about to happen? She about to be
Yeah,
just like
Not
what
be
you left.
modernized.
Yeah, she gonna be
yeah.
modernized. So
That's
I
the
think
only
that's
issue. Yep. Hmm.
yeah. I mean, and then if you talking about you want to get married again, and if you find a woman over there, marry her over there. Don't marry her here in the United States. I mean, you are just doing the same thing to yourself that you did before. And then we
You,
have Bayliner. Go ahead, Darren.
you know what's crazy though? Even though they say don't bring no women over here, they come over here and stuff. But if you look at other cultural race of people, the Asians, which is like the Chinese with the Chinese, they have their own little restaurants or whatever. You see them. You see Hispanics at Home Depot. You see them, and they be with their own race for the most part. I
Right.
mean, it's
See, no.
it's a hit and miss on that if you bring her over here
And guess
and
what?
stuff. But
They
you can't
doing
be
what they got
beta.
to do too. No, they got to do what they got to. We're not gonna say that. So XL said let him in, Crete. But you can't say that about women or black people, African American people, whatever you want to be classified. Let me tell you something. You cannot
My brother XL, what's going on? I'm sorry,
make
cousin.
that happen.
What up?
Look at it. Hello, Home Depot
Hey.
internet service then slowed up. Go ahead, cuz.
Don't do that. So you talk about, and I get it with the code because I say the same thing. When I go to the Walmart, I see the Hispanic man. She got all the stuff she put up on the belt, Maria, and he pulling out his money. Let me tell you, a lot of these guys are not working. That's in our African American. I think everybody on screen is African Americans.
Very true. I'm gonna give you that,
Most
cousin.
most of them are not working. They having difficulty with finances. So it's not
Hmm.
that we don't want to pair up, but what do you want us to pair up with?
Let me tell you this. You saying that the ones you see the some of the black men are not working in those poverty areas. What about like a nice area where the houses are like 150K or 100K or whatever like that? Now
That's a
you
city.
see
That's
you see,
a city. That's not no money. That's
but
everybody else
you
always
but
say no houses.
in St. Louis that's a lot of money. St. Louis. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
my.
But you see like
Miami,
different counties and stuff. You see black men is with another race. Caucasian women or whatever like that. You do see that.
can I
Well,
Why
interject?
I
don't?
mean,
Can I be my
let me
Dr.
hold
Phil
on,
for a
XL. Let
second?
me
Yeah,
yeah,
go
hold on.
ahead.
Let
Go
me let
ahead.
me address him.
go ahead,
So
go ahead.
I'm in an area where most of the men that try to talk to me are Caucasian men. And I have a
Bruh.
lot of people that I work with who are black women married to Caucasian men because they're equal as far I'm not equal for the occupation. So it's
Hmm.
black women going to the other side. Don't think it's just y'all trying to do that. It's a lot of ones because even they tell me, hey, I ain't gonna say my real name. Hey,
Bruh.
sweet mom, we're gonna use that name. You
Or
make
or,
me
or these the white or these are white
Caucasian man.
or these are white men that other race his own race of women want him. Let's just be honest. Because
Because
this Zaddy, go ahead.
no, I was going to say the point he's
No.
making that a lot of times that in that race, that's just like black men. Also, sometimes you have a lot of black men, and we got a caller calling in too, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Ooh, might
Caller,
be
could
Joe
you hold on
Reagan.
1 second? Hold on 1 second, caller. What happens is that sometimes, even in the black culture or race, a lot of men they will go over to white women because most black women don't want them. You know, they might not have
Mm-hmm.
the spirit and of or the energy that black women like, so they'll go over there. But then, just like you said, you have black women, like you said, are going over to white men. But sometimes the only thing about and I can't blame this all on women, but they become divestors, and that's not good. That is not good, and we'll talk more about that in a second. Go ahead,
XL.
XL.
Good evening.
Basically, I'm on here 100% non-biased. I'm just saying this from what Brother Dern is saying. It's kind of how can I put it? It's kind of asinine to an extent. I'll say it like this: no matter where you go, whether it's the suburbs, the rural, the hood, the middle of the country, influences everywhere. You can go on Instagram and you see African chicks, South American chicks twerking, shaking off. You go on the cam shows, you got people from all over the countries, other countries all over the world showing up and trying to get money. It doesn't matter where you go. It's all about who you are. You attract what you bring in what you attract. So like if you are the kind of person that you constantly having problems with chicks that want to go out to the club, stay away from the type of people. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm in the club all the time, and I have yet to date anyone that was a club hopper. Most of the chicks that I date are nerds. They go to school, they learn stuff like that. It's about what you
Bruh.
want. It's about what you want. So like when you like you really can't pinpoint and say for a fact, well, black women is like this and white women is like this. 'Cause I know some ratchet white women and I know some nerdy black chicks. You know what I'm saying? You say that the Asians stick together. Yeah, some of them do, but you do have a lot of couples that are black with Asian, white with Asian, Middle Eastern with black. It's a lot of mixed company. It's not really about who the person are or where they're from. It's about their connection. You know what I mean? Like I said earlier, when you talk about a remarriage is just like redating. You meet someone, it may not work in the beginning. Y'all could still be young. You still mentally not all the way there. You can reconnect years later and you find somebody like, you know what? We was always happy. Just the fact that you was doing your thing, I was doing my thing. We can, let's go out and go have a drink. And then things lead out places and you find out that's your best person. Most people, men and women, tend not to find their friends. They always want to go for who they desire. You want to see this woman with the big booty, the big jugs and all of that, but she's stupid. She don't know the difference between there,
Bruh.
there, and there. She says looked it, liked it, see, stuff like that. She's an idiot. And then you expect to shine up shit. You can't. You can't do that. All you can do is say, well, it's not working for me. Let me go somewhere else. And then you keep on hopping, and you're finding the same type of person everywhere you go. Stop putting yourself in them same positions, and you can find multiple people that make. Like I got homeboys that are nerds that are into anime. They not gonna go looking for Cardi B. They're gonna go look for somebody who they can sit around with and talk Captain America with. You know what I'm saying? You spoke on the Bible. Like I'm Muslim. I'm going through Ramadan at this time. I look at it like when you talked about the Bible, when you said the Bible says any person who divorces and they seek marriage with someone else is committing adultery. That's what they say about divorce and marriage. They want you to stay together. They don't really like divorce. You know what I'm saying?
See, with
I'm just
me, go ahead, XL.
no, I'm just saying it's like you sometimes it's like if you keep on looking for everything negative, you highlight so many negatives. The same way they say there's no good men out here, but I know a bunch of men who are good men who are there for their kids, who take their kids out, who support their kids, everything they do. It says a whole bunch of no. All these women want to do is OnlyFans and twerk. I know a lot of women that go to work every day, who are RNs, LPNs, running businesses, doing all
Mhm.
kinds of stuff that do all kinds of great things in life. But when we keep on looking at the ones that are doing the negative stuff, the ones that you turn on the internet, you go on Instagram, Facebook, whatever, you'll see a chick half naked with 20,000 likes, but somebody holding a diploma, she got 400, 300, because it's an eye candy thing. If we stop looking for what we want and look for what we need or understand what we need, it wouldn't be no issues. Chicks to get a ring, like he was saying. It's not beneficial for us to get married because basically we're the security, we're the finance. What else are we there for? You know
Well,
what I mean? If
it's
we
funny. It's
can't,
it's funny you say that though. Now, first of all, me, I'm the type of person. when I go to get married, I get married. It ain't no breaking up unless, you know what I'm saying. We're gonna work it out.
All right.
But unfortunately, also a lot of times that don't work like that, and sometimes you just have to throw in the towel because you don't know what the situation is going to be. Now, I do agree with you that you attract, you know, the type of person you got to put it like this. If you want something different, you got to fix you, and you got to change you. You see what I'm saying? So, but sometimes is another thing you said when it came to the women being the same. I agree with that to a certain extent, right? Now, if you do go out of the country and you looking for a different woman, you got to remember there's culture. And then you would know, being a Muslim, you ain't gonna find no Muslim woman out there twerking. A true Muslim would no.
On the contrary, it's a new day and age. I can go on Facebook. Women are not supposed to wear form-fitting clothes, revealing clothes, but I can go onto a chick page that says I'm Muslim. I was born Muslim. In the first picture you see, she got her cleavage on. She in the club, she drinking, she dancing, and then another picture she got on a hajj. It's a new day and age because most of them, especially black
but
women,
in the real world, is that the norm in the real world though?
That's the norm in the real. I live in the real world.
But see, I get what you're saying. I see what you're saying, XO. But here's, you got to remember, I was speaking with someone earlier about this, about words. When you conversating with somebody, you have to pay attention to the words, and especially the words they use during that conversation. So the word that I used during that conversation was true. A true, old-fashioned Muslim woman, you're not going to find her twerking. All that new day and age, fake 25% Muslim lady and everything, you're not going to, I mean, yeah, you're going to see her faking the funk and out there twerking and doing that stuff. But that's the kind that if you Muslim, you're not going to be after a Muslim woman like that.
But the craziest part is like, no matter where you go, that's norm.
True.
That's the norm.
Okay. That's true.
The
but
only
guess what?
Traditionals you find are women that are old, that have been bred into that way, who are in their 50s and up, who have no other way of life. Because we live in a technical age now. These younger ones, they're growing up Muslim. They're claiming Muslim. But time from time, they're getting that out 100% on their ding. Because I know I'm not always on my ding. You saw me just smoking. I ain't supposed to be doing that. But it's just like, you know, it's no matter what culture you go to, especially when they leave their native country, they leave their country for opportunity.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I get that. But see, here's the other thing, Excel. When you speak on that, we have to be realistic. And when we being realistic, we have to take it all the way back to when man was created on earth, and that be Adam and Eve. And that's when Eve was deceived. And she put Adam in the same pot that she was in. And now that's when imperfection was put out there. So we're going to be, just like you were saying, you were smoking. We are imperfect. We're imperfect. We ain't going to do everything 100%. And that's why I always state that, hey, I'm imperfect. If I make a mistake, I'm going to make a mistake, period. And I get what you're saying. I'm with you, what you're saying. Miss J also was responding. Go ahead.
Oh, my bad. I was about to say, you know what I tell a lot of the youth that I work with? When everybody say nobody's perfect, you are perfect. As long as you're true to yourself, you're perfect, the perfect version of you. Nobody else could be you, so nobody else should be you. So be the perfect you. So when you're talking about, like when they talked about Adam and Eve, quote unquote, that wasn't necessarily the beginning of imperfection. That was the beginning of self-knowledge, because that's when they realized that they were both new and they had different feelings about certain things. That wasn't imperfection. That was self-awareness. As long as you have self-awareness of who you are, and you are DJ Concrete, you are the best DJ. You're the perfect DJ Concrete out here, because nobody else could be you.
Right. And I agree with that. And I encourage everybody to encourage themselves to be the best that they can be of who they are. But I'm just saying, imperfection, it did start there. You know what I'm saying? It started there. But I get what you're saying, and I agree with what you're saying. And that's also a great thing to, you're mentoring kids. That's a great thing to tell them, because that's what they need to hear as well. You know what I mean? And then that's something that they can actually do in their lives to encourage them moving forward. So definitely, that's a good thing to tell them. And we have Miss J. Joseph Rogan said marriage is overrated. You know, it's funny that you say that because marriage is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful union, and it's always going to be. But yes, a lot of times it is overrated these days because you want to go in with the old-fashioned intentions, but unfortunately, you get modern-day problems. When you do that, so it does become overrated. Now, Miss J also said the law firm analogy can pertain to marriage because marriage is what the two people make it. And in some cases, it is a partnership. It deepens on the couple. Here's the thing, Miss J. I know you've heard me say this within the last couple of shows, maybe. You can call a marriage a partnership all you want, but it's not a partnership. At what point does the man become the headship of the marriage if they're a partner?
Excuse me, Mr. Concrete, if you let her in, she's on hold.
Oh, shoot. I'm sorry. Miss J. My bad. All right, go ahead, Miss J. Are you still there?
Yes, I'm still here.
I'm sorry.
We apologize. Our executive producer had you on hold.
Bruh.
Go ahead.
That's quite all right. At what point does a marriage become a partnership? As I mentioned in my response, it depends on the couple. Because I'm listening to you, Crete, and I'm hearing you put a definition on marriage, which is fine, but you're one person, and this world has 7 billion people in it, and each couple can choose to have either a partnership or a headship in the household. I can see that when you say that, you're also probably talking from a biblical perspective. There are a lot of marriages that have been marriages for long periods of time with the two people involved, and there is no biblical aspect of it, and they call that a partnership. So I guess the point that I'm just simply making is that it depends on the couple and how they.
Okay, and let me help you out right there so you can kind of understand what I'm saying. When you get a couple that's married and say that they're a partnership, that husband will be a beta because he's willing to take sides and be 50-50 with the wife. Look in the Bible. The Bible says the head. Remember, I think it was Darren. He broke it down and said, you have our creator, God, Jehovah. He's our creator. He's the head. Then we have his son, Jesus Christ, who's the head of us. And then the man is the head in the house. And then the wife is, under the head. He's the head of the wife. So what happens is there's no partnership in that. There's none. Again, to the example I was making to Cuzzy, when you go to work, you're not made a partner, but you said from law firms, they are partners. They is. That's why you have Griffin, and Shoemaker. They're partners. You see what I'm saying? They come in there as partnership. But when you have a job, you're going to see the headship. You got supervisors, you got managers, you got, all that. You go to police, you got corporals, you got captains and all this old stuff, right? So everybody can't be partners. It has to be a leader. That's just like, even kids know this. When you have a family, go in there and act like you the head. You know what? I take that back because you got so many simp and betas out here. And maybe the kids may be mixed up who the head is because they so soft. And they're not being the leader that they should be. So in my house, my kids know that I'm the head. They know I'm the head, right? So that's not. I don't know what a lot of women today experience, but experience a real man, and you're gonna see who the head is. He's not your partner. He's not. Only partnership is people. These guys that's bragging on their wives. They make more than me. Yeah, That's some beta stuff right there. And I'm just telling you, it's not a partnership. It's headship. And then she's the helpmate.
You're right. You're making, again, a point from a biblical standpoint. But the point that I'm making is that not everybody believes in the biblical version of partnership.
Okay, that's fine.
Marriage.
And that's the reason why we have so many divorces today. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. You have a lot of marriages that are non-biblical marriages that do not end in divorce.
And you have a lot of
Okay.
biblical marriages that still end in divorce. People are people.
You do. You
Yeah.
do. But guess
Right.
what? But guess what? Again, if most of these women would listen in their role, it won't be that bad. Because I'm gonna tell you something else. Most times, a man is willing to make a marriage work over a woman. A woman is ready to skate. She's ready to run.
I don't think so.
I know so.
Not necessarily.
I
Not
know so.
necessarily. You're probably speaking
Women
from
got a
personal
lot
experience.
of
I don't know, but
And don't get me wrong. It's women out. It's a lot of women out here that's doing this. And I'm not saying you wrong. I don't know your circumstances or whatever. But I'm trying to tell you that usually the man is the one who wants to save the marriage over the woman. Period.
Exactly. Yeah.
Do your research.
But again, you guys say save the marriage, but and he may want to do that for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
However, you have to keep in mind that there's always reasons why there's discord between two people and why people choose to split. Why either the man or the woman is choosing to split. So let's say that the woman is choosing to split, but the man wants to save it, but he's not doing the things that he should be doing as the head. That he's the beta that you described. That he's the man that is not contributing to the household or doing parts that he should be responsible that you described biblically. In
Right.
that case, does the woman still sit down to her duties and listen to the man? No, she's going to wise up and she's going to, pack up and leave.
Again, that's why we have so many divorces out here. No one's speaking of therapy. No one's speaking of counseling.
Yes. Well, actually, even before that, that was the point that I was going to make, is that one of the real reasons why there are so many divorces is because people are not on the same page when they first start off.
Mm-hmm.
There's usually an idealization phase in the relationship. There's a honeymoon and all of that. But then when it's time to sit down and talk about what that relationship is really going to look like, once the two of them come together under one roof, come together and pull together, maybe pull together finances if both are working, or however they choose to do that. But if those conversations aren't happening, then usually you have a shaky foundation to begin with, and so therefore you're setting yourself up for failure. And so if you go back and look at the history of the start and some of the things that took place even before the marriage, you'll usually find that that there were underlying issues that weren't resolved even before they got married. There's just so many.
And that's very true. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Even when you go to marriages that want to have these big, extravagant weddings, usually they the main ones that break up first.
Yeah, less than about 2 years.
They
after.
what happens is they'll go spend all this money, and their first problem is finances.
Right.
We have Joseph Rogan said black women started to think they. Oh, my bad. This thing took me way back. Hold on one second. All right, so we got to catch up on these. Don't go anywhere, Miss J. During that you okay. And then let me see. Miss J said, respect whether you choose to stay or not. It is still true. Marriage is not for everyone. It's supposed to be for everyone, but it's not. Oh, and then okay, my bad. And then gotta hop on. Okay, that was all right. So we had Bayline that said, I have to say that. Go ahead.
Crete, actually, if you're talking biblically,
Mm-hmm.
marriage is not necessarily for everyone. The Apostle Paul was not married, and he employed people not to get married during the Roman rule
Mm-hmm.
in biblical times because of the difficulties that families would experience, and with the Roman rule. And so, therefore, he encouraged people not to. He said, "I would if you would all stay."
So let me ask you this: when Paul said that back in 200,000 BC, should we still listen to him? Because it'd only be about 3 of us on Earth right now.
Like I said, it was just a suggestion, and it proves that not everybody is designed for marriage. Singleness is a gift from God, and there are people who serve God in their singleness, and they serve God fervently in their singleness. If they are married, they have to serve one another, and that's it.
And I get it, and I agree with that at some point. because also there in the scripture it says that singleness is a blessing.
Right.
But
It's a gift.
but that basically is encouragement if you are single. But you are meant to remember back to cultivate. He's talking about cultivate the earth and to make offsprings. You need to make offspring. I mean,
Yes, but not everybody's body's designed to make offspring either.
yeah, it's not
So we
because
have to just look at, just the basically just the fall of man has placed us in the positions that we're in. It's different than what it was, like you said in the beginning, when everything was perfect.
But you also don't have to have marriage, obviously, because a lot of us had children pre-marriage.
well, that's because fornication.
Absolutely.
Yeah, part of the fall. Yeah, it's all still the same thing. So if you guys really think about it, everybody on the panel, if you really think about what we've all been saying, we've all pretty much been saying the same thing, which is marriage ends in divorce when it really shouldn't. People shouldn't get married to certain people shouldn't get married to each other. But in some instances, you have some really good success stories. So there's a unfortunately an unhealthy balance of all of it. But I think the most important thing is that if you've had marriage in the past and you're contemplating or reconsidering, you have something now to at least look at, something that you've had happen previously in your experiences or experiences of people that you know, to be able to make better decisions and better choices going forward.
And thank you so much for that, Miss J. Also, Baylon said, I have to say that marriage is a beautiful thing, but it has to be run like a business. Someone has to be the lead, and the lead should be the man. I agree with you 1,000%, Baylana. Don't be smiling, sweet mom, because I mean it is the truth. I mean you can't. Marriage is not it's not a partnership. It's not. I mean you can toot your horn, not you per se, Miss J, but you can toot your horn as much as you want. It's not a partnership. It's not. You know what I mean? It's not. And I think Big Sis was getting on me, getting on me about that one time before it being a business. It is. You have to run a marriage like a business. Now, and then we have, hey, what's up, Me D? Me D is in the building, another weekly supporter, said that you can be 50-50 and still be the head of the household. That's very true, but for how long?
Then we have DJ Big C.
What's up, DJ Big C?
After we cheat, of course, we want to try to save the marriage and vice versa.
Very true. So in that case, a lot of times, again, therapy and counseling can be the help, because there's a lot of couples out there, or people in general, that need special attention to their sex addiction. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, it's really out there like that. So if you want your marriage to work, instead of you just hopping out of the marriage with women, roll with your mate and go get that therapy with him. You know what I mean? Show you the reason why y'all married. Y'all married because y'all was beginning to love one another. But remember that conjunction, or that contract that y'all putting together, really, it's a business. So,
but a lot of people won't go to therapy, won't go to counseling. Have I won't even go to marriage counseling. So you just gotta understand, what's best for you as a couple.
Right.
A lot of people. That's why it ends. Nobody put in the work. Just like it's work to be married, it's work to stay married. And you have to, what are some other options that you can come up with?
Right. Well, and then it was something that Darren said. I think I forgot what he said, but okay, yeah. The thing is that, especially in the black race, a lot of you know what, it was It was Joe. Was not Joe. It was
Joe.
Yeah, Rogan. It was Rogan. Yeah. But he had said this. how a lot of the women get to the point, and especially a lot of black women. DJ XL said, "Be in the swinger life."
Nothing wrong with
But
that either.
the thing about it is this: is that yes, it came a time, and it's still like that to this day, where a lot of black women say, "I don't need a man." Okay, that's just like us men saying we don't need a job. How are we gonna live? You see what I'm saying? How are we going to live? But these women are so bold. They're so, I'm sorry, awful women.
Mm-hmm.
That is true, but I'm not that type of guy. You see what I'm saying? I handle my own stuff. I will feel a full shame if that's one thing if you do for me, but if you taking care of me now, if I don't have some type of illness or, whatever happened to me, I can take care of myself and I can take care of you. But what happens is when welfare hit back in the early 80s, that became a lot of women's boyfriends. You can't.
I would say that would be the female pookie definition.
No, it is.
Because there are many, many, many women who have never been on welfare, who have been married and divorced, or never married at all, who have gone out and gotten their education, gotten their grind, and, running their businesses and owning their homes. So when that welfare situation hit, it didn't hit everybody. But I think that you're describing probably more like the female pookie. And I have to be real. If we're talking marriage being something that is honorable and something that needs to, that requires work and those types of things, then you need to, have a sense about what it is and what it means. And if you're talking pookies, there's another agenda in the pookie world. So you have to think about the fact that
and
you're wondering why things are not working, with people who just don't even have the mindset to do what it takes to be married.
Well, usually,
I think that.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think that when people go into it with the right mindset, with a correct mindset, I think that they can make it work and make it last.
Well, they also have to have the correct mindset and experience. They need to grow up in a household to see love. They need to see a marriage. Don't read about it. They need to see it. So that's what happened to me. I saw a marriage. I saw a family. I grew up with a family. And I know it's so unfortunate where a lot of people didn't have that opportunity, because if you think about it, again, especially when I was young, it was welfare out there. You know what I mean? And it messed up. Actually, before welfare, you had the government creating laws that was specifically aimed at black men so that black men can get in trouble and they can take him away from his family.
That's called Jim Crow.
Right. Jim Crow. Right.
Yeah, that's called Jim Crow. I mean,
exactly.
Even the police system was designed to remove loitering, and, freedmen were out trying to find work. And it was designed to take them off the street and put them in the jail system where the 13th Amendment has not abolished slavery. The reality is that, if we look at our history, black women have had to survive. Black women have had to basically grind out only because of the way the government has set things up to take the black women away from us.
And that's one of those things that you almost can't blame black women for going through, but then where are we going to wake up? When
you can't blame the black men either,
right? We can't.
But I'll tell you what's hard. What becomes really hard for not blaming the black man, but loving the black man, right? But the black man has what he is equipped with, which is strength and pride, right? And the last thing he needs is for a strong black woman to be more like his mama.
Amen.
Began to start telling him things that he already knows. So he's already fighting against the system outside of the household. And then he comes into the household where it's hard on the woman because she's left to basically raise the kids and that sort of thing, while he is struggling to, get his name off of a list, or even just, struggling to just make it, from one day to the next on his job. And it's just very difficult. So it's just a hard situation that, we really can't blame each other, and I think that's what the white man is looking for us to continue to do. Is not only blame each other, but black crime, just basically turn our entire existence into a genocide.
And you know what?
And it's hard, but we love the black man, but it's hard to look at the black man as our head and our lead when he's already been, kicked down a couple of notches.
Yes, I agree with you 1,000%. But you know what? That's what that system was created to do, and it still keeps the black family, broken. And I spoke about this before. Please, y'all, go and check out. And I need y'all to listen to it. The Willie Lynch letters, please, and then y'all gonna understand yourselves. And then it'll wake y'all up and say, I don't want to be like that anymore. These are things that were set back way back in the, I forgot, it might have been 1800s or whatever. Go and either read it or go and get it off of Audible and listen to it. And y'all going to start looking at yourselves differently. Seriously. Y'all need that education right there. And you're going to start seeing why you have so many broken black families and pookies and, and house egros and all that old stuff that's still walking out here in these streets. Shout out to Brooklyn Z. What's going on, family? Thank you for coming in. Another weekly supporter. Then it was somebody who said something. Oh, this was XL. Said that he would love to experience having a sugar mama.
Oh man.
Amen.
No, but so here's my thing. Again, we gonna reach back at some of the other things here, because this show was originally about why nobody put a ring on it. Okay, and we have Baylana says, everyone, please take a minute and hit the like button for us. Help support our host. Hit up those cash apps. I could really use $1 these days. Mm-hmm. I saw some frosted donuts that I wanted to get. I wanted to taste. Can somebody give me $1? And I swear I'll share with Sweet Mama G.
That must be a half a donut nowadays.
Yes.
Donuts cost $1.
Just so y'all know that the money is going, to the right place. We will eat half and half of the donut on the show just so y'all see where the money went. Now, let me get back to what I was saying here. Now, remember, this is nobody put a ring on it. And the breakdowns that I was saying was women now don't want to get married themselves because the commitment, too much commitment. I get a lot of females on here who say, if they would do something. I mean, if a man wants something, they'll look at him like they're crazy. They don't want to do anything anymore. Go look up the roles of a woman and see if you can handle it. Half of them, it makes them cringe just to read it. What's wrong? So you'll rather not have the protection, not work, and just live a better life, but you'll rather be tough and not be a woman. That's crazy. You want to say something, Sweet Mama G?
No, I was just looking at the comments.
Oh, okay. All right. So DJ XL said my bank account got an echo in it.
That's why I was laughing like.
So also, a lot of women that don't want to get married say that they don't need a man for support. It's a lot of reasons. So, go ahead.
DJ Crete.
Yes.
It would be nice if women could meet men who would be willing to support them. I just don't see much of that.
Amen.
And you know what? I would not argue with that. A lot of these men out here need to step it up. Go ahead.
Yeah, that was my ideal. I mean, that was how I was raised. My father did. He was the breadwinner in our household. So that was my ideal. But unfortunately, that wasn't my reality. My reality was my father said, "You better get your education. You better get your grind. You can't trust." This came from a father who was first a single dad and who raised us, who was in the military, and he was, and when he remarried, and he was in a really good marriage throughout the years with my stepmom, and then yet he told us that when we grow up, get your education, get your grind, you can't trust. I don't know if he just had a crystal ball and could see into the future, but he was right. I have not met a man who wants to take care of me, and I'm in my mid-50s. So, you're probably one of the rare breeds.
Oh, I mean,
so it's hard for us, a lot of us who are listening to grasp onto what you're saying. I mean, the concept is good, but it's not something I've experienced.
Go ahead, Darren.
The problem is, besides the mother, a single mom is teaching her daughter to be strong, independent. Now, even if you have the father, teach, hey, your daughter, hey, I want you to go out there and get the bag and all that stuff too. So you're teaching the daughter to be dominant on both sides. In other countries, and even not just other countries, it's maybe in certain cultures or whatever. They also were like, hey, I want my daughter to be like a wife to a husband and stuff. Like I don't want her to get into this student loan debt, this credit card debt, and all this stuff. I want her to be feminine.
So can I ask you a question, Cameron? Can I ask you a question? Why did you decide to marry a Jamaican woman when Jamaican women typically work a lot or have certain type of careers? What made you do it?
Because I was 21 years old at the time. I know it's always the lame excuse. Everybody say, oh, you was young and crazy and wasn't paying attention. I was 21 years old when I married her. Because see, what I did, I was looking at her when I was lusting. She had a lot of tattoos and she had a body on her. I know all the red flags. And not only that, when I met her, she already had a bachelor's degree when I met her. And I was like, I was real beta. I'm like, oh, man, she got a bachelor's degree. We can do some 50-50, which we did.
Did you consider
50-50.
yourself? Did you consider yourself? Did you consider yourself mature at 21? Because usually 21 is a little.
Well, when you're 21 and a young man, remember, nobody can tell you nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Half of the guys 21 don't even want to listen.
41.
Exactly.
41.
Yeah, I was simping big time. When I was younger, though. Especially, I was getting some of the women, but I wasn't getting attracted to women at the time growing up and stuff in school. So I guess that makes a big difference. Oh, man, this woman, she's a foreigner. I like her accent. She got a body on her. I'm going to marry her. I want her to stay here with me and all that stuff. And then when we moved together, man, she's working a lot and she's attitude and stuff and no appreciation, and she cleaned up here and there, but it wasn't like how it is what people saying and how the women is overseas now. But she got to work and grind too, business mindset, and I'm like, I'm working my job.
Hold on.
Go ahead, cousin.
Hold on. Keep talking about these women overseas. Have you gone overseas to actually live with these women? And what culture of women are you trying to date overseas or looking for?
Tell them, Darren.
Well,
tell them.
Whoever the woman that's going to be cooperative. Right. Well, somebody. I look at what's going on. Somebody already experienced for, and that's what I'm looking towards.
Wait a minute, you said
if you don't know culture, the culture, Darren, you may be shooting yourself in the foot. You can't go overseas and just jump right in and impose your African American culture in America onto somebody overseas.
Because you're assuming that people overseas or women are clean women. There's a lot of clean African American women, so you gotta know what you're talking about. People are people, no matter what culture they are. There's a lot of dirty women, a lot of clean women.
Can you ask me, cuz?
Right.
Can you ask me?
Hold on.
Can you ask me?
No. I have girlfriends of different cultures, Hispanic cultures, South American, Mexican, from Trinidad, Jamaican, all over. It's depending on the person, not necessarily the culture.
I don't know, cousin. A lot of time the culture. Y'all go ahead and finish beating up on Darren.
No, I'm not beating up. I'm just saying I have friends who are different males and females.
Nobody's beating up on Darren.
No, I'm just telling him the truth.
Right, I'm playing with this dog.
Yes, but she's keeping it real, Crete.
Going overseas. If you want all these people to go overseas or it's so wrong over here, take your tail over there and leave. We'll see how you work out over there.
No, I still learning.
Bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
To see this man for yourself. You have to have the money to be able to go overseas. For one, why not go see what the culture is about? Just go there for the vacation part. Don't go there just looking for the woman. Just go there and enjoy yourself, and then maybe you go there a couple of times and
Darren.
Sweet Mama G, Darren is on the Stella Got a Groove Back in reverse trip.
See, the thing is, she won't ask me that. She won't ask me that, darn.
I don't even want to know what you got. I know your mindset.
Bruh.
Even your sister don't even know where you got that from. We don't know where that's at. If your own sister knows you don't know where that, then okay, boom. No, we talking to this young man. It might be hope for him one day.
Get out here for real. I'm saying get out here for real. I'm saying get out here.
You talking about foreign women and passport? Go on over there. Hope you got a passport and figure it out and see how they work out for you.
Darn, don't let her throw you off, darn. Don't let her throw you off.
I'm not gonna let her throw me off. Hold on.
I've been nice and let y'all.
Hold on, you guys. Hold on.
But go on.
All right, so check this out.
Yep, he got too hot for him.
So check.
Mama got him. Got him.
Got him. All right, I got you.
Got him. Got him.
All right. So anyway, we got DJ XL say it's a bunch of books that need to be read. It surely is. Then Big Sis said, what did Big Sis say? She said, okay, cuz read Bird his rights. She ain't about to read nothing. Cause she know I'ma speak from it. She know I'ma speak from experience. Not saying that Darren isn't, but I'ma speak from experience. Okay. We even have Bayliner said, let's don't forget the women are focused. I'm sorry. Let's don't forget that women are forced into masculine roles for many reasons: domestic violence, addiction, chronic cheating, and many reasons. And I agree with that, Bayliner. Here's another thing, and that also throws a lot of women off. And don't think I'm beating up on women. I'm actually trying to help us men understand what's going on as well. I'm not beating up on women, but as Bayliner said, a lot of women are forced into masculine roles. That is so freaking true, because we don't have enough men out here that want to stand up and take care of their woman. Now, unfortunately, I spoke of this before. When women are pushed into masculine roles, their testosterone goes up. And then, you have a lot of these men, their testosterone is going down. So, of course, the next woman they go to, they're going to be looking for a woman to take care of them.
A handout.
And I'm not, this not a shot at XL either. This not a shot with it, because XL jokes a lot like me. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, when that happens, and it's sad, one, by age, like food is tearing, and I know it sounds like I'm jumping on a lot of different things. Food tears up a lot of people. Food in men, let's say soy, will raise our estrogen levels. And that's not good for men to have raised estrogen. It's good for y'all because y'all women, it's going to make y'all more feminine. But it also makes men more feminine and not want to be a man. And that's why a lot of these women out here having to fend for themselves. And a lot of these men have not seen how a man should be. So they don't know. They go by television or whatever they see, and a lot of times it's wrong. I know how a man should be. I was raised by a man.
Concrete, what advice would you give to the single women that are raising young men?
The advice I would give is this.
Who are forced into that position through no fault of their own.
Right. But see, a lot of women make mistakes just like a lot of men make mistakes in their pickings. A woman needs to pay attention if she does not have a father, if she had not grown with a father. But there's a lot of grown women that grew with fathers, but they wasn't a good father. But find a man who you respect and possibly love. You don't have to love him, but if you respect him, get some information from him and let him tell you what you should be looking for. Because a lot of women just jump. They want to jump for this guy that's dressed nice. Or a lot of these gym rat guys. They be the worst guys for women because they're so stuck on themselves.
So, are you recommending that these women get in relationship with these men, or just reach out to strong men for advice?
No, I'm talking about for advice, like an elder. Find out, because the more you go back, the better you'll find. a man. I'm talking about the more, if you find a seasoned elder, he can tell you how a man's supposed to be. Listen. And then what you need to do is jot it down in your little notes so you can see what you need to look for in a man.
Boom. I said that, and I said a friend of mine was telling me about men. You said he was a beta for telling me that stuff. Let's go back. Let's go back.
And can I tell you something? Can I tell you something?
No,
can I tell you something? No. Let me talk. Was he your elder? Was he a man from back in the day?
A man I respect. Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Okay. All right. A man you respect.
She has to respect him.
Okay. Yeah, that's very true. A man you respect. Okay. Now.
She doesn't have to love him. She just has to respect him.
Okay. Does he have a family?
No.
Okay. Has he been married?
No.
Is he in a relationship?
Yes.
How's the relationship going?
Good.
Are they getting married?
I don't know them people. Not like that. She's an older woman than he is. Yes, she's an older woman. Should we keep going?
Should we keep going?
You keep going all you want, but that's not the only person that I've talked to. Let me play.
Okay, so we just eliminated your person.
My elder.
I am older than you, cuz.
Okay, well, boom, there you go. Don't let's talk about personal
but you do know when I talk to you, I don't get up in there, oh girl, yeah, girl. I don't do that.
Nobody say no, oh girl.
I give you
I ain't say
the yes.
No punk beta. I said he was a man that give advice. I have several men that I talk to.
Let me tell you something. I know dudes that give advice too, but is it good? Can he stand behind his advice? Does he have the experience behind his advice?
Some people do. I'm not going to say all that.
But we're not talking about some people. We talking about who you talking about, whoever you was talking about when you asked me.
Friends who are my friends. They've been in relationships. They have the adult kids. They're in the age group. So they come from a different experience than I've had. I'm going to listen to what everybody say. I'm taking it in. Don't mean I'm going to follow it. I'm just listening.
Me too. I listen to the TV.
Decisions.
I listen to the TV and I listen to the radio. It's not about you making your own decisions. That's what gets a lot of women in trouble because they try to make their own decisions.
So you go there, a lot of men.
No, you're right. You're right. You're right.
Go there, just women.
You're right.
Boom.
So what I'm saying is, go to somebody who has the experience of being a family man. Okay.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Hey, I even talked to my daddy. I'm not taking all the advice he give either. And he old.
Well, that's you, cuzzy. So
your uncle.
I'm gonna call him and I'm gonna tell him exactly. I'm gonna say, I know you wasn't woke at 11:34 on Friday night, but let me tell you something. So look, so Brooklyn Z said we want men to act like it's the 1960s when we live in the 2020s. At that time, a man with no education could get a job that supported his whole family. We don't live in that anymore. So Brooklyn Z, I would love for you to call in because I understand fully what your comment said, but I wonder what was behind it. Like, I mean, are you not that you taking sides, but are you more with me or you more with Sweet Mama or whoever?
He on the Brooklyn Z. He ain't got to be on me and you side. I'm just
anyway
taking it all.
And then Baylana said at Brooklyn Z, there is this thing called hustling. And I don't mean selling dope. I mean entrepreneurship. Every man, education or not, is capable. My son has 9th grade education and owns and runs most likely his own business. Now, let me get to that because that's pretty deep. And I know most people will be like, ain't nothing behind it. Yes, it is behind it. And y'all gonna think I'm crazy. I know you may think I'm crazy also, Miss J, but a lot of times you don't need a high school education to be able to take care of your family or be successful. Now,
I do agree with that. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm glad. Thank you so much, because some people will argue that. You know, school, we have to look at, okay, when school first started, there was no grades. Grades are actually barriers. You got to remember, education was taught from the Moors to white folks. And when white folks saw that it was good, that knowledge was power, they don't want black people to be powerful, even though they learned it from us. So what happens is knowledge is power. And remember, do y'all remember when black folks was getting killed because they was reading a book? Do y'all remember
Yes.
that? Okay.
Yes.
Back in slavery and all that, black folks wasn't supposed to know how to, and they learned from black folks. So to my point is this. Okay, now that you can learn, now it's the law that you can learn. You can go to school now. There was no grades, but now they made the first barrier, first grade. Oh, you can't get anywhere. You only got first grade education. We on second grade now. They kept creating barriers. Now at the 12th grade. Now, after the 12th grade, you trying to get a job. You got your high school diploma? No, well, you can't get a job. Now, years down the line, oh, I got my high school diploma. Oh, that's not enough. Now they say, okay, you got to go to college. Now you go to college. That's your other barrier after 12, after the 12th grade. Now you got get it, these degrees and all this. They keep creating barriers. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't buy that. You got people who out here are millionaires and billionaires and have not completed high school. So you don't need that. So as Bayliner was saying, 9th grade education in a business owner. That's wonderful. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I wanted Brooklyn Z to actually call in, because I wanted to see exactly where he was on that, because that if you're looking at it like that, 1960s, we live in, and now we at 2020, you can't look at it like that. As Bayliner said, you hustle. Black folks been hustling since day one. We've been trading. You see what I'm saying? So you can't blame that on that. Even to this day, people still use that same excuse. And this is not against you, Brooklyn Z, but they use that excuse. And that's why we have so many broken families, because a lot of these dudes want to step in like they somebody's father and wasn't even capable, never even seen a father before. But they want to act like they fathers now, and then you see what happened. A broken family. And then Brooklyn Z said, everybody talking about managing marriage and relationship, but their talk about family. The only reason to be married is to create a bigger, stronger family. I wouldn't say that that's the only reason, but that's one good reason to start a family. Start a family and take care of your family. We had Baylana said amen at Leslie Fields. Okay. I didn't see what Leslie said. Let me see. What did you see what Leslie said, cousin?
I'm trying to go back.
And brother-in-law said,
It's okay because read Bird's rights.
okay, hold on one second.
That's dead.
What happens? What they say?
Read you your
Leslie Fields said, okay because read Bird his rights.
Oh yeah. So you didn't pay me no attention, cousin. So anyway, so brother-in-law said he needed to recharge his head.
Oh, you all the way back. I'm like, where are you seeing these comments at? They all the way back.
And then Miss J said, Brooklyn Z, people get married for a number of reasons and was created so that mankind would not be alone. It's funny, your comment or your answer to that was close to mine. And then Baylana said, Miss J, I fully believe we were not meant to be alone or do it alone. And another thing with that, come on, we are not meant to be alone, period. We wasn't. But even to this day, if y'all pay attention, most people not paying attention. We still not supposed to be alone. When you look at your bills, yeah, we are. But when you look at your bills, you pay more to be single. You pay more. Yeah. Go get some car insurance, and there's a reason why they ask you, "Are you married?" Because when you say no, they're gonna tax you. Higher insurance. It's a lot of stuff out there for single people to pay more money. And it's not enough houses out here for single people. These houses are really meant for families, but then now they have apartments. But even in apartments, they want people to be up in there. let me catch up. Let me catch up. That was. I'm sorry, I missed all these comments. These were some good comments. DJ XL, this book will make you dangerous. The irreverent guide for men who refuse to settle. We have another. We have another call, and we're gonna see how this one goes. Hold on one second, Miss J. Okay. Thank you for calling Conversations in Crete with Sweet Mama G. We are talking about why nobody put a ring on it. Who, may I ask, who's calling?
This is Leslie Field.
Bruh.
What's up, big sis?
Okay. The comment that I made was, I had said it would be nice, gosh, I done lost it. Had said it would be nice if these so-called men came out of their mommy's basement and had their own car and place. I said this is one of the main reasons women don't marry. Why women don't marry? That's what I had said.
Okay, you said that it'd be
Hit
nice.
the amen button.
Oh, hold on.
I said it would be nice if these so-called men came out of their mommy's basement and had their own car and place. And I said, this is one of the main reasons why women don't marry.
Amen.
That does belong with an amen. I mean, I get it, and you know what I'm saying. And
but that's why Baylana said what she said, because she read my comment, but it was up some.
Okay, now that's very true. But you know what? Sometimes us men be having situations go on, and it just ain't our time yet. But what we need to do is make it our time. You know what I'm saying? Make it our time, because it is very hard out here, and a lot of times you constantly have to reinvent yourself in what you do. So I get that. That was a very good comment, big sis. I agree with that. So then I think, big sis, you might have to turn down your radio or whatever you have. Listen,
Okay.
it's echoing a little bit.
I just turned it.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Okay.
And then
Yeah, so
Brooklyn Z also said, all this talk about alpha, beta for black men is suspect. We don't control the means of production, and we don't directly fight back against men of other races. We don't even think about conquering anything. You know what, Brooklyn Z? Very true. Because I've seen where, let's say, and this really pisses me off. Okay, first of all, I hate violence. But a lot of times, a white man can come do something to a black man, but then it get brushed off. But let a black man do something to a black man, they ready to kill him or they gonna kill him. And that doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't. So I agree with that, Brooklyn Z. Let me get, okay. And then Baylana said, my boys had mentors. I made sure boys need men, but also I made sure I spoke to them and I taught them what a man was supposed to be and do. I told them how backwards what they were seeing was backwards. I'm thinking it was backwards that she was saying. Okay, and that's good. And that's the balance of the woman being in the son's life too, because it's not all on the father, but it's mostly on the father, especially when it comes to the boys. Brooklyn Z also said, he said, where's all alpha S in courtrooms, boardrooms, and when our women and children get attacked? I'm calling Cap. Okay, so a man is going to be an alpha because he can't help it. A man can make himself be an alpha as well. But here's the thing. You talking about the system, Brooklyn Z. You said, where's it all in the courtrooms? You can go in. First of all, alpha is going to be calm. He going to handle his business. And most likely he won't even be in the courtroom because he ain't with the drama. You see what I'm saying? That is for the pookies and the guys who don't want to work and handle their business. And then, courtrooms and boardrooms and when our women and children get attacked. Okay. First of all, when it comes to that part, definitely protect the black woman, but don't jump out there and you can jump out there all you want. There's a lot of guys that jumped out there trying to help these women and got killed, and they ain't jumping nowhere no more. And a lot of times it be the woman's fault. So you gotta pick your poison. DJ XL said, that's hard to say, bro, because an elder can speak 100% on 2023. Yep, surely can.
Cannot speak.
No, cannot.
Cannot. Yes, an elder can, because he's going to take you back to the old school where you need to be learning at. Not no 20.
Even though he's not 2020, he can't tell you that. They don't know what's going on. Most of them don't. They can't relate to people nowadays.
Well, guess what? Guess what? Guess what? That's the no, it's not gone. You tell me that my old days is gone.
You're gonna use that rotary phone with that phone.
No, because what I'm saying is that you mean to tell me that an elder cannot school one of these young kids now? That's exactly what they need.
Subject areas. I'm not saying they can't, but they're not relating to all the social issues and relationships that go on. Not the same.
I don't agree. Want me to tell you why? Because a product myself, I was dealing with a lot of different things. And you know what I did? I took it back to the old school and simplified my life. And now my life is a lot more peaceful. I took it back to the old school. It's whether you want to listen and apply it to your life. You don't have to be out here doing all this stuff that all these dudes out here doing. That's the reason why we got so many dudes that's not taking care of families. Because they don't know how to. They don't have an elder to tell them what to do. Just like I was just telling you. You listening to the wrong people.
I listen to who I want to listen to.
You surely do.
Sometimes I listen to you and it ain't correct. So
guess what? Want me to tell you why? You want me to tell you why? I ain't perfect. But tell me one thing that I told you that wasn't right.
We're not gonna air our laundry on here.
No, I'm listening. No. I'm listening, cousin. No,
we'll
see
have that conversation later.
You do not have what you saying
we'll talk
about me.
It later. Unlike you, I'm not gonna put a recording out here. The app.
Crickets.
Ain't no crickets.
Because you just made that up.
To do what you do.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, so here we go. You can talk to me after the show, then, sweet Mama G, because I want to hear this.
It's getting late.
Because I'm accountable for what I do, right and wrong. Okay, cousin. So, but yeah, I ain't right all the time. All right, let's get down here. So, DJ XL said, and that's also the reason it's a lot of lonely, bitter women and men could be on his come up alone and he is grinding. So I'm not sure that.
So, but this ain't the old school. You can sing them CMI day, blah, blah, blah. It's not going to work.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this. Why when people fight, they so quick to say, well, back in the day, we used to fight, shake hands, and go home. Is that all right? Is that nice to tell a youngster? But the youngster today is fight like girls and pull out a gun. Which one you want to listen to? Which one do you want told to your son? Since all this old-fashioned stuff don't work.
You asking the person, you asking me, Miss B-Boy, you asking me.
I'm asking you and whoever else in the comments.
Tell my son do he feel is best.
Really? You gonna tell your son, do what you gotta do, son? Do y'all remember on Friday when the father said, you live to fight another day, right? That was old school. That was no. Let me tell you something. You can sit up here and make today's decision all you want. Or you can make an old school decision. At this point, especially depending on what it is, I'll most likely take the old school decision. I ain't about to do what these new schools doing.
Okay,
Because if you
five.
want to follow new school, you're gonna be gay. You're gonna be out here in these streets, not being a man. It's a lot of stuff that's going on today, and I'm not saying gay again is right or wrong. It's none of my business. But I would rather I'll take the old school any day. And it's not. I'm not saying it because
I'm gonna
it's
tell
convenient.
my son to protect himself how he feel he needs to at that particular time. The same thing for myself.
That sounds good, Cuzzy, but that's not what we was talking about. What I said was that would you rather your son take the old school advice or new school advice? If
And
there's
I
a
said
fight,
what I said.
okay, but you're talking about a specific incident, like if somebody was trying to rob him or pull the gun out on him. I didn't even say all of that. I said a fight. Okay, so if somebody's fighting your son, you'd rather for him to just pull a gun out, boom, blow him away. No, fight back.
I want him to do what he feels is best, and you're not going to change what I said.
You know, Cuzzy,
So from what you said.
I'm not trying to change what you said
Okay, but don't try to keep going
because you have to deal with the consequences of what your son thought about if it's something bad or get him out of this world.
You got to do what you feel is best that you have to do at that particular time.
I want my son to make the right decision.
And whatever he decides to do at that particular time is his decision, consequence.
See, this is where I keep telling y'all got to pay attention to people's words. I'm saying the right decision, and you saying I want him to make a decision. No, I want him to make the right decision.
I want him to make the decision. He's going to have to deal with the consequence either way. Good, bad, or indifferent.
Okay, Cuzzy. Big Sis says, Bird, as your mama would say, listen, sucker. We all know the old school folk was very wise. Thank you. And that's the point I'm saying. I'm not giving up on the old folk. I'm not giving up on elders. That's where the wisdom comes from. Half of these people don't even know what wisdom is anymore. And we have DJ XL said, personally, why does that thing keep doing that?
Personally, I explain to think logically, but I also teach how to hold field strip cleaning, shooting, and handle a pistol and rifle. Are yours popping up right?
Yeah, it is, but it's just doing something crazy. Now, here we go. Here we go with DJ Big C. Shouts out to him for this comment. I walk away from a fight. That's old school. That's manly like. That's alpha.
Why are they popping like that?
Then we have Baylana who says, but sometimes the consequences fall back on us parents because they didn't make the right decisions very correctly. And sometimes they didn't tell their kid right. Then Big Sis said, and leave my cousin alone. I'm going to mess with your cousin on this show. I'm going to mess with her after the show. I'm going to mess with her tomorrow.
My thing's going backwards.
Yeah, mine's it might be YouTube making it do something.
Okay.
So, but I'm just saying, y'all, you know,
we miss one.
Oh, go ahead. If you see
it. Said my pop's in his 70s. And he comes to me from time to time about things, and he held and holds the family down.
So, would you say XL agrees with me on that about old school?
It's not wrong with that.
You see what I'm saying? We got to stop falling into what's going on, what's trendy and what's this and that these days. Sometimes you just got to simplify your life, like I said, and go back to the old school, because sitting up here trying to keep up with the Joneses is going to get you broken, killed, and locked up with all this foolishness that's going on. So, I mean, it's just that's just not my thing. Like I'm not a follower. Let's just say that. But I am a listener. I will listen to you, especially if somebody that has the credentials for me to sit there and listen to. I'm not going to sit there and listen to somebody about family that don't even have a family. What they about to tell me? I listen to people with experience. Yeah, this is doing something weird, Cuddy.
Wait. That's what I'm like, wait a minute, because you got, oh, Lord, wait a minute. Excel say let him back in.
Is he? Oh, okay, my bad. I ain't even, hold on.
Shit, these things weird tonight.
What the heck is going on?
Yeah, that was not.
All right, let me see. We hold on. Oh, there you go, Excel. Maybe I had to. What's going on, Excel? Thank you for coming back on, my brother.
Yeah, I'm back on. No, I'm explaining myself. Now, when you said, you know what I mean, you turn to the elders on how to be a man, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this, I'm not talking about the trendy thing about being any kind of way, your lifestyle, how you live. I'm saying this things that somebody 50, 60, 70, 80 years old don't understand. We're in a technological age. Now, he can talk to me about, you know, I'm going to listen to your stories. I'm going to listen to what you say, some of your advice. There's a lot of things that they don't understand. They won't understand. They won't know how to get. Now, you said now, if I had to tell my son, right, to, you know, he got into a situation, he fight, and then, you know, walk away. Nah, I'm going to teach my son to think logically. Is the fight worth it? Did they do anything to hurt your family or anything like that? If they ain't had a problem, walk away. If they want to go farther, then that's when you do what you got to do. But at the same time, you're going to be prepared for everything that comes along with it, which is throwing the hands or anything else other than that. Now, I can't sit there because, I mean, honestly, if I could tell my son, yo, if somebody disrespects you, punch him in the face. I can't speak for that other kid. So what the other kid going to do? You know what I'm saying? It's just like driving. You got people who can drive. You got defensive drivers. You can't drive for everybody on the street, but you got to sometimes. You got to think for people on the street. So, you know what I mean? Like Mama was saying, like, yo, I'm going to let my son know, yo, if whichever you feel as though is the right way, I felt as though I taught you and trained you well enough to make the right decisions in whatever you do. But, you know what I'm saying? It's just that, bro. Like, I can't go to my pops and talk to my pops about some things that's going on because there's things that he experienced that I know I never experienced.
Let me say this, XL. Here's where we are getting it kind of twisted. Now, with you and Sweet Mama, I agree to a certain, point. But what you just said, you said that it depends on how you train your kid up. Because you train them up to make the right decision. Yes. Mm-hmm. But sometimes they don't know when what decision to make sometimes at certain times. So that's why you got to keep being their dad. Keep being their dad and keep molding them so that they can make the right decisions. I mean, let me tell you something. They're going to be 10, 15, 20, 40. You still going to be schooling them. You see what I'm saying? But here's another thing that I want to clarify where we making a mistake at. When we talking about elders, don't forget, you got to go to elders to listen. You can't go to elders to tell them something and that's modern day. You go to listen to their wisdom. Just listen. Plain and simple. That's it.
But you still got to tell them modern day stuff to them.
You still got to do what?
You still got to break down modern day stuff to them, though. Like you can't, like this is the PC era. Even though everything I do is not always PC, I might try my hardest to fight the PC. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like you got people who still refer to people certain kinds of ways. You still have people that, they'll see them crackers. They talk reckless sometimes because they're set in their ways. That's one thing about a lot of elders. A lot of them are set in their ways. So if they've been set in their ways from the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, 2023, something you might do won't fly. It won't fly at all. And it's like sometimes it's a give and take situation, not just a take. Because they can talk to me all day. You can talk to me about what happened in 76 all day. But that was years and years ago. That was many, many years ago. when they get a new phone, do they sit there and be like, "Let me show you how to work this phone right here"? No. Hey, how I send a text message? I don't know how to do this. Face. You still, it's a give and take situation when it comes to the elders. Now, if you're talking about what it takes to be a man, excuse me, back in them days, like I said, my first apartment, 1995, 2-bedroom townhouse, I paid $562 a month. $562 a month. Hey, what bill are you paying for $562 a month now to go live somewhere?
But
You know
see,
what I'm saying?
again, yeah, no, I get it. But that's why I said you go to elders to listen. You see what I'm saying? And they still can equate situations back then to now. But you go to listen. You listening to wisdom. If
See,
you,
I'm
you
just going
know,
by what you said. You had said you go to them to say they can show you how to be a man. But it's
yeah.
like it was but it's easy. It was easier to be a man back then than it is to what they would consider to be a man now.
Okay,
Because
what's the difference?
you
What's
got to
the
remember,
difference?
back
What's
in
the
the day,
difference?
they be like, yeah, if your wife get out of line, you just go ahead and give her a nice little rap on the beak. I can't do that shit now.
Listen,
You know what I'm
no, but
saying?
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. But see, the problem is this: you go again to them to listen. Now, what they talking about with women now? That's different. That's the woman you choose. You can't be choosing no hard headed woman. And I understand, like you go smack her or whatever. No, I ain't saying do that or whatever. But he's going to show up tell you how his experience was when he picked his woman, and you need to listen. Because now,
Yeah, but the experiences is different though. The
no,
experiences is
they are
different.
different. They are different.
They
But
are
guess what?
1,000%
I'm gonna
different.
follow what they gonna say.
But listen to this. Here's the crazy thing about that. He's going to tell you more about a traditional woman. If you don't want a traditional woman, don't even listen to him. I'll take a traditional woman all
Exactly.
day long.
Exactly. Now tell me, when was the last time you talked to a 100% traditional woman? When did you find? When the last time you talked to a Florida Evans?
Do you really want to know?
Exactly.
Earlier today,
How old was she?
she was older than me.
Exactly. You're not finding nobody that you really dating. That's. I mean,
But who says that I want to even fool with her? Now, look, most men my age want younger women.
facts.
Because here's the other thing. Because we can get younger women. Younger women like men our age.
Because they
But see-
assume that most men got money.
Well, that too. But then if you find a more traditional one, what they want is stability. There's no such thing as stability, but in their mind, they want something more slower, more solid.
Mhm.
When they're 18 to 28 years old, they like the bad boys. They like the Pookies. The roughnecks gotta have a roughneck. 18 to 28. After
Older than that, I
18,
like them too.
yeah, but listen, after that 28, now they don't want the roughnecks like that no more. Now they want a beta
Somebody lied.
provider. A
Somebody
beta
lied to you.
Somebody
Somebody
No.
lied to you.
Okay,
I done
go ahead.
if you knew how many women came past my house and I might, let's say they came past my crib and I had left one of my guns out. Oh, what's this right here? Let me see. Why the fuck you want to play with a gun? No, I'm putting it up where it's supposed to be. I was cleaning it. It's in my house. Leave it alone. No. This this day and age. There is no age bracket. A lot of these women out here are just like reckless. There's no age bracket anymore.
Yeah, no, I get it, but that's the influence from social media, television, and just what they saying out here on these streets. But that's what I'm talking about. And even Dern said it earlier. Don't get no girl in the city. Go way somewhere else. Go to the country. Go get one of them. Because I'm going to tell you, I practice this every day. I go and do what I do to make money. The weekends, I'm camping. I don't see no Pookie. I don't see no Ray Ray. I don't see Pookisha. I don't see none of them because I take myself out of that element and choose to go somewhere else to enjoy my life. And guess what? I might find an elder up there in the hills and he can tell me some things and I'm going to listen. Elders never go out of style. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not going all that stuff. I done did all that. I done did all the out there in the streets and all the crazy stuff, whatever me and my wife had going on and stuff like that. Not saying nothing bad about her or me, but I'm saying we were young. I'm talking about the crazy stuff, but we ain't never really do nothing crazy like that. But I'm just saying, as growing up, but I don't put myself in that stuff no more. I'm in much more of a peaceful state of mind these days. And that's just where I want to be. So I get what you're saying. I do agree with what you're saying. A lot of the elders cannot keep up with what's going on right now. Half of them don't even know what Bluetooth is. You see what I'm saying? But you don't put them in that position. You are going to listen to them.
Right.
Not really ask them modern day questions.
I can listen to the stories. I can definitely listen to the stories. Like, it's cool. I mean, it be homeless people on the street. I'll be sitting there talking to sometimes. You know what I mean? They sometimes their stories are entertaining. But what I'm saying is,
so are you talking about, say for instance, like the old? It could be an old dope head, right?
Yeah, because they experience things in life that I've never experienced, and I don't want to experience.
Yeah, but I learned a lot from a lot of them guys, and and I speak that all the time. I learned a lot of stuff from them, so I get it. No, you're right.
Right. But when everybody keep on saying about the old school this, the old school this, the old school that, I'm like, yo, it's cool to want to hold on to your values, but you got to also be able to move with the times too.
No, that's if you want to. I don't want to move with the times no more.
Check this out, Crete. No matter if you say you don't want to or not, right now you're on technology. Did you really know how to run all that stuff for your podcast 10 years ago?
Nope, you teach yourself.
Exactly,
but that's because
but you're moving with the times.
Right. That's because I want to learn this.
Exactly.
So if I don't want it's something I can do. Do you think I can't unplug all this stuff in here and just throw it out the window and not have it tomorrow?
Sure. But how long will it be before you be like, you know what? I need my turntables. I need to do something.
I get it. It happened. It happened. Yeah. But
you can say it all day, but does it work?
No, it works. It works. I don't have to be on this. Like, actually, I haven't even touched my turntables since who knows when. Like, I don't need this. You see what I'm saying? I have other stuff that I do, and I appreciate it. This helped me make a lot of money over the years, and I loved it. But I get what you're saying, but it's all in the person. If I don't want to deal with this no more, I don't have to.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
You can unplug, go off the grid. It's easy.
Yeah, I can simplify my life. Now, Baylana said, she said, Excel, if you take it back to the old school way works. It does. Then you have, but he's moving with the times to make his living. He's not keeping up with the times in his relationship. Keep life simple, make your money, but keep your life simple. I mean,
but honestly, right there, that's kind of like double talking. It's really not really. It's like, I mean, simply how can I put it? He's moving with the times, but he's not keeping up with the times. He's keeping up with the times. He's not trying to keep up with the Joneses. It's a difference. Like, I can see if I saw Crete on there and he got a tattoo on his eye and he got skinny jeans on and all that, he's trying to act like he's younger, like the way these young dudes do. That's one thing. But what phone do you have? You got two phones. You don't have you don't got a brick. You ain't got a brick phone to flip where you got to go AAA.
No, I got the
with the times.
Yeah, I got a BlackBerry and a Nokia.
Yeah,
no.
But that goes along. It coincides with the topic of the show of why people didn't put a ring on it. It's like when I talk to people about music. Let's think about how we do the hip hop show. All of us are traditionalists. We love real hip hop. We love real hip hop. But we do not shit on everybody who. I know I kind of sort of do. Don't get it twisted.
Right.
I don't really shit, but that whole new boom bap era. That whole new trap style singing auto tune era. We at least give it a chance.
Right.
Right. So it's like if we only was like, I'm not listening to nobody. If your BPMs is around this, no, that's being stuck. And that's not elevating beyond anything you do, because you got some dope lyricists that rap over these slow beats but can give you some fire.
Yeah.
So once we start, you know what I'm saying? Like
no, I experienced that.
you can't put yourself in a box all the time. You know what I mean?
But here's the thing. You made valid points. You did, and but here's the thing. If I don't want to listen to that, I don't have to. If any of those new MCs, right, say, hey man, look, I saw things passed around the music that you did. It's over in freaking Brazil, Colombia, Switzerland, Germany, Poland. Here's that and the third. How did you do that? I'm the elder, and I'll tell him if he wants to listen. But all this new stuff, I can do it, but I don't want to. You see what I'm saying? But most of the elders can't tell you, and I understand what you're saying, can't tell you what's going on right now. I can still tell you what's going on right now, but I choose not to deal with it. But again, the elder can ask, at me as the elder, I can tell them, hey, look, this is what I done. This is how I did it. They can listen. And that's it. So same thing with the elders that I'm talking about that can help me, you, Sweet Mama, and everybody else on it. I would rather go their way. Want me to tell you why? Because it'll make me a better person, a more calmer person, a person that's not putting so much trash in my mind all through the day and the week. I'd rather live that life, period. So it's a choice. So, man, this was a wonderful show. And I thank everybody. I thank you, Sweet Mama G. I thank our other host here, DJ XL. I thank everybody in the comment section. Thank you so much, Baylana. Thank you so much, Big Sis. Thank you so much, Miss J. Thank you so much, Me D. Thank you so much. Who else? It was who else? We had some new people. Thank you so much, DJ Big C. Make sure y'all like and subscribe so y'all can come back on, and we'll like to have y'all come on the show if you want. Shouts out to we already said Big Sis Leslie Fields. Shouts out to it was somebody else we got. Brooklyn Z. Shout out to Brooklyn Z.
Brother-in-law.
Yes.
Of course.
It was somebody.
Oh, Amelia Vespa.
Oh yeah, shouts out to Amelia Vespa. She's actually been a family friend since day one. Like, and it was awesome seeing her come on. Oh yeah, no, I don't think it's Joe Rogan. I think it was Josh Rogan or something.
It was Joseph. It was Joseph.
Joseph
Rogan. Yeah, Joe.
Not that Joe Rogan.
Not Joe Rogan.
Not that Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Simply 10. She was on.
Oh yeah. Shouts out to Simply 10.
Craig.
Oh yeah, big shout out to Big Brother.
Let's see who else.
Everybody.
Darn, level up. Whoever.
Oh yeah.
Level up.
Yeah, level up coach. Darren. Shouts out to Darren. You know what was funny? We was backed up 78 comments.
That's why I say it kept jumping.
Yeah, because I didn't know. Let me get back. Oh shoot.
Bottom. It's one at the bottom.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get to, but it just.
Good night, Miss J. Thank you so much for calling in. Thank you, Darren, to level up. King, or whatever he's supposed to be.
Coach.
Good night, you all. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Miss J. Dag, I'm trying
to. What's up, Miss J?
Oh, what's up, DJ XL?
Hey, you know you were still alive.
You have a good night. Oh yeah. Just in case I needed to interject.
Dang, I can't even get it. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Y'all go ahead.
Sorry about it, but I was just going to say, Concrete, actually, I was all over what you were saying about the elders, and I appreciate that very much. I agree. I have elders that I go to for advice, and I like to keep it simple, too.
Yes.
So thank you all. I enjoyed. Good night.
Yes, good night.
Wednesday.
Yes, Wednesday, y'all, we got the Brutally Honest Rap Show, and is myself, DJ Concrete, Sweet Mama G, DJ XL, DJ Trelly Trell, Southside Doughboy, and sometimes KP when he comes through. Y'all remember KP from last week on the relationship show?
We do not.
Oh, and so, you know, this was another fun one, and we really